gone down, and every week that goes down, good. Get us back to the season so we can stop some of the nonsense that's flying around. Fam. Quarterbacks. And, you know, it's not all about Jimmy G tonight. It will be, because it always is. But John Lynch has made clear for about the third or fourth time that Jimmy G is a starter on opening day of the 2021 season. Now, other than a few scattered pockets of conspiracy theorists and other types, most of us probably believe that. But John also made clear that he wants a higher quality backup for Jimmy G should he go down in the upcoming season. We'll be taking your phone calls on this Sunday evening as we consider some of the currently homeless quarterbacks in the NFL that could fill that backup role and everything else that is Niners! God, I mean, you know, 2020, I will never forget 2020 for what it did. You know, for everything in general. That's why 2021 is going to be the sweetest year we've had forever. I just know it. Let's get right into this tag because I want to get to the phone here. I gotta love it. I can't wait to hear your opinions on this one. You already know changes are coming to the Niners QB room for the 2021 season. Fearless leader John Lynch acknowledged this week he is not satisfied with Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard as reserves behind Jimmy G. I wonder why. In spite of everybody thinking that anybody can run the 49ers offense, man, it's all about Kyle and his scheming. Well, I guess that's debatable. Lynch, speaking on the eye test for 2 podcasts, he reiterated he expects Garoppolo to be the 49ers starting quarterback in 2021 again. But he also said the 49ers must account for the possibility Garoppolo could sustain another injury that places the team's hope on the backup. And I do agree with that. Hell yeah, get somebody to back up. It's a violent game. Ain't nobody promised to go from the first quarter to the fourth quarter each and every week for 16 weeks. Nobody, including Jimmy G. John Lynch said, though, quote, we have to insulate ourselves better. We got to have better options if he's not there. Lynch didn't mention any names, but I think we all get the picture when he was in this particular situation. Mullins is scheduled to be a restricted free agent, while Beathard is scheduled for unrestricted free agency. With a dropping salary cap from $198.2 mil to somewhere north of $180 mil, the 49ers face a balancing act of securing an upgrade at backup quarterback while also leaving plenty of cap space to address other areas of serious need. JG currently counts for $26.4 million against the cap. The Niners could easily gain approximately $10 million in cap relief with a restructured deal for Mrs. Garoppolo's baby boy that converts a large portion of his scheduled $24.1 million salary to a signing bonus. Now, not only would that cap savings help create room to re-sign Trent Williams and others, but a small portion could also be reinvested in strengthening the team's backup situation behind JG. Yeah, Fal, let's take a quick look at some of the veteran names available to fill that role on the 49ers depth chart. Keep this in mind. You probably already went over them. You've probably seen them. But Jacoby Brissette, he's 28. He's played with 5 teams, Patriots, Colts, Brissette. I'm 5 years. I'm sorry. Jacoby's been playing for 5 years. He's played with only Patriots and Colts. He hasn't been around, has he? Yeah, he's only played for Belichick traded him that year that they did. Brissette and Garoppolo spent time together in 2016 with the Pats, so Brissette made more than $30 million over the past 4 seasons with the Colts. That price tag will definitely be coming down this offseason. He likely will look for a new home since Carson Wentz is coming over to take over in Indy. Jacoby started 30 games during his time in Indy. He threw 31 TDs with 13 interceptions. 2 areas of concern would be, though, his low completion percentage of 59.6 and his low average yards per attempt, 6.6 yards. But hey, There's a reason why Jacoby's out there going to be possibly be available this offseason. You're not going to get perfection. And I know we ain't got no perfection now. I know. Tyrod Taylor, he's 31 though. And he's got 10 seasons behind him. That's a lot of experience. So he definitely gets veteran status. Ravens, Bills, Browns, Chargers. Taylor should be affordable. The 2-year deal he signed with the Chargers in 2019 averaged $5.5 million per season. His price likely will be dropping down from that this offseason. Clearly, he has no future with the Chargers as anything other than a backup after the way Justin Herbert came in to the scene last year and just said, "I'm Justin Herbert, Jack. Let me introduce myself." Taylor was a 3-year starter with the Bills from 2015 to 17. He played well during those seasons. And also, Taylor is the kind of guy that everybody thinks Kyle Shanahan wants out there running around endlessly and making plays. So he actually, this is why I'm pretty sure Kyle's not going to want him. He threw 51 TDs and 16 INTs, while also rushing for 1,575 yards and 14 touchdowns. Andy Dalton. Actually, this is a guy that Kyle would be interested in. He's got 10 years behind him, which is a plus. So he should be grasping the concepts kind of quickly and easily. The Bengals, Cowboys is his only teams. Dalton has 9 years of starting experience. He started 133 games in 9 seasons with the Bengals before moving on to the Boys, where he started 9 games after Dak sustained that season-ending ankle fracture because Jimmy and Dak are the only guys in the NFL that ever get hurt. Dalton made $3 million. Dalton just made $3 million on a 1-year deal last season. It will cost approximately $2 million if you go ahead and you hang on to Mullins as that restricted free agent he is. There are a lot of similarities in styles of Dalton and Mullins' play, though. Dalton would not give Coach Kyle Shanahan that downfield passing ability for which everybody believes he is seriously yearning for. But Dalton has won a lot of games in his career, and he would provide a steady hand in a backup role. Mitchell Trubisky. He's only 26. 4 previous seasons. He's got 4 seasons, all with the Bears. You know, Mitchell Trubisky's going to be out looking for a starting job, though. He's scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent after the Bears declined to pick up that 5th-year option. So can you imagine? What are the odds, right? Let's see. Trubisky went number 2, right? Who was number 1 that year? Anyway, Mitchell at number 2, Solomon T at number 3. Both of them are out looking for work, or will be. Both teams were involved with each other. But surely I digress. Trubisky looks like an NFL starter. He does. You know, he has his moments, but he's probably a starter. He certainly step up into a few situations as an intermediate starter, including the Bears. The Bears might hold on to Mitchell and ask him if he wants to back up or at least fight for the job. Nobody knows what the Bears are going to do yet. Wait a minute, did the Bears just pick up somebody? Anyway, Washington and New England also are teams in need of starters with no clear path to gaining one in the draft. But if Trubisky does find the starters money on the free agent market, the 49ers, if he can't find it, he might find out and say, "Hey, Mitchell, yeah. No, listen, tell you what. We'll give you a $2 million prove-it deal. Hey, listen, we'll let you try out for Jimmy's job. If he doesn't do well this year, you can definitely play for that next year. And Mitchell, we'll make you our starter." Right. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, here's my dude. Ryan's 38. He's got 16 seasons behind him. Rams, Bengals, Titans, Texans, Jets, Buccaneers. Hell, let me just stop. The only team Fitz hasn't played for is the 49ers. Fitzpatrick came in, as you know, last year and kicked our ass up and down the field. And a dude came into Levi's in October, used overmatched quarterback Brian Allen like a pick handle. I mean, he was just swinging one after another. But wham! Wham! But you know what? That's what you're supposed to do. Fitz threw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns in that 43-17 beatdown of the Niners. Ooh, God. Fitz always built his career on being ready to enter a game at a moment's notice. That's what he does. Dude is a gunslinger. And plus that beard. You got to love Fitz for that beard. He's still going strong after all these seasons, proving that his adaptability has accounted for his NFL survival. Fitz, he's going to play somewhere this year, too. If he feels like playing, somebody will say, come on over here, man. And then there's Alex Smith, 36. 14 years of football experience. A lot of them with us. Went to the Chiefs, now he's with the WFT. You know, fam, in reality, it would be hard to find a more perfect backup than Alex Smith due to his work ethic, knowledge, consciousness. Dude's a great teammate. You can see that, and will do everything in his power to assist the team starter while also being ready to jump into action if called upon. He had no qualms with getting Mahomes ready to take his job. But Smith and his family have some things to sort out in this offseason, though. So they got to decide whether it makes sense for him to continue playing football after making a remarkable return last season from what was a life-threatening leg injury. 49ers will be taking a risk, too. Smith went through a lot to get back on the field last season. The question would be, will his body be able to hold up to an extended run as a starter? And yeah, you bet your butt. The 49ers ain't going to have everybody getting hurt this year. The 49ers will be back in the playoffs next year. And you should know this. And, Marcus Mariota's out there, though, with his 6 years. It's amazing. What are the odds? See, this is why I say about first-round quarterbacks. What are the odds of I mean, you look at, wait a minute, 2017, wasn't that money? Didn't Cleveland get the first pick as they always do? What's that kid's name from Texas? I don't hear about him anymore. Johnny what? Football? What was Johnny Football number 1 that year? I think he was. He was. All these first-round quarterbacks, especially the ones, it's like dangerous to pick in the top 5. It is. Here's Mariota, right? Him and Jameis. Titans, Raiders. Mariota's under contract with the Raiders, though. He's rescheduled to earn $10 million, $10.625 in base salary this season. That's a lot of money for a backup to Derek Carr. And Carr's on the books for nearly $20 million. If the Raiders try to trade Mariota, it seems unlikely they could find anybody to take that deal, right? If they release him, then the 49ers could get involved to see if there's a price that works for both sides. Not looking real good as far as the guys to pick from, is it? I'm taking Fitz. I like Fitz. Especially when he whooped on the 49ers last year. That was comical. It's comical now. It wasn't comical that day, though. And, of course, Josh Rosen, with his 3 previous 3 seasons, he's played the Cards, Dolphins, and Bucks. Rosen has one advantage above everybody that I've talked about so far. Rosen's already got a contract with the 49ers. We also got Josh Johnson under contract for the upcoming season. Obviously, neither of these guys is guaranteed a spot on the regular season roster, contrary to what a lot of 49er fans think. The 49ers signed Rosen off the Buccaneers practice squad last season. He was Tampa Bay's not first, not second, not third. He was the 4th quarterback behind Brady, Blaine Gabbert, and Ryan Griffin. Rosen was the number 10 overall pick of the Cards in 2018. How the mighty have fallen. He lasted just 1 season before Cliff Kingsbury fell for the Kyler Murray gag, which is Big Show fell for the Kyler Murray gag. I got him, boy. I said, Big Show, man, Kingsbury's taking Kyler Murray in the first round. Man, get out of here. Anybody who doesn't think of that is smoking low-grade dope. Of course he's taking Kyler Murray. Well, he doesn't have to. He's going to take Nick Bosa. Oh, no, man. We're getting Bosa. I love being right. I'm looking forward to next year. But I can tell y'all, look, Jimmy G is leading the league in how many categories? I can't wait. Anyway. Rosen's short career consists of 16 starts, a 54.8 completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, and 19 INTs. I didn't even know about that. Obviously, the 49ers do not head into the free agency convinced Rosen is their backup as much as fans who think he is here to take Jimmy's job believe. But he will have an opportunity to turn around his career and win the job if he just can and will. Grant, man, Grant, you know I don't take no shots at you, man. I like you a lot. But Grant, you did say Rosen was here to take Jimmy's job, did you? Grant took a shot at me yesterday. I owe him that one. Hashtag bring Frankie home. Woo! Hey, Barack 09, what's up, fam? Jimmy, all Jimmy G haters got COVID of the brain. Hey, shit, I contribution. JJ, hey, Brett 25 says, I would go with Brissette and backup quarterback. All right, that's what I want to know. Who are we going to take here? And Williams Roberts says, let's get Andy Dalton to back up Jimmy G. That would be the kind of guy, honestly, between Fitz and Andy Dalton, I got a feeling that's who Kyle would be looking at anyway. Kyle doesn't want, see, this is what people are confused about. Kyle doesn't want guys out there running around looking for places to run. Kyle's philosophy is, in my offense, there's always a guy open. Find him, get rid of the damn ball. That's Kyle. I've got him figured out. That's why all three of our guys look exactly the same under center when the pressure breaks down. There's some things that need to be fixed with that. And I think there will be this season, namely the better receiver core that we're going to have this year. This receiver core should be sharp and get open quickly. We still need one speed guy. Ray Jr. said, what's up? By now, we should have some kind of idea on John and Kyle and what type of players they want on their team. And I believe they won't pick quarterback. Maybe not in the draft, but maybe not in free agency. They're going to get a quarterback, though. I'm pretty sure of that. And Kyle's going to see somebody that's going to appeal to him. If Mac Jones falls to 12, we all need to be scared. He will pass up on Kyle Pitts. I got a feeling. He just looks like the kind of guy that Kyle would love. Indiana, Trinidad, Andy Dalton, not a good quarterback. Just keep Josh Rosen. I think Dalton's probably better than Rosen, though. Anyway, JJ, O-line is priority one. Yes. Matt S. Hey, word up, Matty S. Down in Bend, Oregon. Michael Hinkie says, unpopular opinion, if you put Mitch in a run-first team and only have him throw 10 times, 15 times a game, you can win with him. Yeah, because Mitchell Trubisky can really run well. Coming out of school, I didn't pay much attention to him, of course, but I saw him run with the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky can run. I mean, he really can. Jaime Alazaga. The 49ers are not getting or trading for a quarterback. Plus, they signed up Josh Rosen for a 2-year deal. And C.J. Beathard. Also, Nick Mullins is done with the 49ers. They're not quality backups. Sure, Jaime. I see several quarterbacks being camped though early on. They're going to look at, I think they're going to look at a number of people. I wonder. DJ Malone says, hey, Ronbo, I'd be okay with Jacoby Brissette backing up JG. If he wears number 7, I'm cool with that. When are you doing mock drafts? I know, right? We can actually start doing that anytime. Yeah, because we can do those live and get question and answers. Having a multi-dimensional quarterback room won't kill us or the offense. Yeah, and Jacoby, he doesn't look to run. This is what they Kyle like. If you're a runner, okay, but you better be looking downfield and before you take off. This is very important to Kyle. I can see that. Let me get my ears on here and come on over here and say, D. Ow! Get on in there, D. Dion, Dion.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
D, man, I'm looking at all these people being thrown in the garbage. We need to go out there and recycle them and wash them down and put some red and gold on them and get them out there and see, can you take over if we lose Jimmy? And the names are not appealing. If I was getting ready to go to dinner, my appetite would be gone. I mean, D, what do you think about this situation?
That's not the perfect analogy. You said if I was getting ready to go to dinner by
Because
oh, Ronbo,
it's just a bunch of
this is why I
people that
love you,
just,
brother. You're always ready with the good with me. It's like showing up to a blind date and you look, you go, oh man, I wish I was
I know,
blind. Looking
right?
at what they
Get up and go
what
back
you
and get in
set
the
me up
car.
with. Right? Yeah. That's when you call your friend and go, you know what? I ain't never letting you do this to me again.
I know.
I thought we was boys, but this ain't right.
And then he says, I
I've been
thought you
listening to
liked
just.
fat women.
No, man, there's a difference between fat and thick. I said I like thick, not fat.
Hey, man.
You
It's
know.
the brother's credo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me, I'm be flat out honest with you. I don't like any of the options. At this point, I would say we have Josh Rosen, we have Josh Johnson. Looks like Nick and CJ are walking. Doesn't matter to me. Let them go. Let them do what they do. Nick will find work. CJ, I don't know so much that he will. But what happens is, if you're gonna get another quarterback, then just at this point, man, if you feel that you truthfully cannot win with Jimmy because of his inability to stay healthy, then just go with whoever whoever you have on the roster, and or go ahead and roll with someone else. Now, who's that quarterback out of Ohio State?
Fields?
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Fields. So I didn't know that Fields has been trained by Shanahan
What?
for a while, since
really?
like high school days. Yeah. So
Oh. Oh, I didn't know about
So
that.
yeah, you might if
He's going
we
to
do
fall to
decide to do so.
12, D. Unless the
He
Falcons pick him
might.
up, he falls to 12.
Look, maybe you gotta. Rombo, ain't nobody like you. Gotta think about it. What does Ohio State produce? Great, good quarterbacks? No.
No.
It usually isn't. That's not their forte. Ohio State is known for producing defensive players and probably maybe a few offensive players here and there, but not
Edge rushers.
necessarily QBs.
Yeah.
It's usually like edge rusher U and maybe DB U to an extent. But I don't. The veterans that are out there, it's a waste. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to want a lot of money, even if he is a backup to someone.
He would.
And I don't think he's worth it, because my thing is with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick reminds me a lot of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold will give you solid 8 games. He may win about 4 to 6 of them. But after that 8th game, Sam Darnold's guaranteed to get injured, and he's guaranteed to sit out the rest of the season or fall apart. And then with Fitzpatrick, with Fitzpatrick, he has like his moments, and then they go, oh, it's Fitz magic, and next thing you know, he just, wets the bed, so to speak. And that's just how it works. So as far as that goes, just stick with Josh Johnson and stick with Josh Rosen. And if you're going to pick up another quarterback, just draft one. Like, don't waste your time with it. I don't like Mac Jones at all. I watched the dude. I've done my film study.
Yeah.
He's not, like, Mac Jones isn't that dude. And people are trying to, like, force him out to, be this guy. He's not. I watched a lot of tape. Now, Justin Fields is promising. Like I said, I just don't like the fact that he's coming from Ohio State. They just don't produce great quarterbacks. And I know my boy Jason Aponte would kill me because he's like, you got to judge the player, not the school. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm the type of person, I look at certain things and I see track records. And there are certain times where track records do come into play, and I kind of use that. But for me, I don't want nothing to do with any of these backups that are coming out in free agency. Now, we could dig into this DB well, since everybody and their mother is a free agent, especially us. We only have literally Jimmy Ward. So I figure we dig into the defensive back well, go ahead and find some bets there. But as far as the QB situation goes, just leave it alone. If we're gonna get a quarterback, draft it with the number 12 pick and call it a day. Just do not, for the life of me, draft another damn edge rusher. I'm going to go absolutely insane. I'm going to be very pissed if we draft another edge rusher.
Quitty ain't gonna be there at number 12 either.
I don't want none of these dudes in this draft. There's nobody that actually. I've been saying this, and I'm gonna stick to it. Just bring Alden home.
Oh yeah,
you know
I keep
that
forgetting
Alden
about
knows
that.
what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's a free agent. You know Alden knows what he's doing. he's still young. All them years he had off, that boy that's way less tread off the tires. Alden
And he
can
had
still
plenty of
move.
time
Alden gonna get
to
you.
heal up, didn't
And
he? Yeah.
And can you imagine having Alden coming off one edge and Nick coming off the other? You'll see Eric go back to getting 8, 9, 10 sacks. Why?
Easily.
Because the pressure will be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll see Javon go to superstardom because you're gonna be looking and going, "Dang man, what the hell?
Ain't nobody
This
blocking
is what we
me.
drafted."
I'm gonna take the quarterback to the house.
And Javon is over there sucking up double digit blocks like all the time. You had 2 people on him. Why? Because
he's too big,
It's
too
a
strong.
man child. But I don't. Yeah, I'd rather stick with Josh Johnson and Josh Rosen and leave it the way it is. At the end of the day, man, you gotta allow people to flourish in the system. And at the same time, I think that Rosen is intelligent enough to understand the system and learn it. And he never really got a fair shot, man. He had his only 2 wins, and both of them were against us. But I give a kid some time.
God,
That's the truth.
So I know.
That's just the truth. He never really had a chance, man.
No.
It's like you do that, and the next thing you know, Lincoln Riley comes in, and he's like, "You're not my quarterback. I want Kyler Murray," and that's bound to happen to anyone. If you come in and you're not with that regime, then they'll get rid of you.
Yeah, and that's just the way it works in NFL, boy. It's not for long. D, let me see you. We'll come back. Let's go ahead and come back tomorrow. Are we bringing back Monday Night Raw? I think. Yeah, we are.
We got to bring back Raw.
Yeah, we got to bring back Raw.
Sir.
Well, I was trying to move around that because there's nothing to complain about. Usually we have a football game to get mad about. That's what we used to have Raw. So Raw takes on a whole new meaning on Monday. So, we'll just talk because it's fun to talk 49ers. So, Dave, let me see you tomorrow night.
All right, Ronbo. Love you, brother. Appreciate the
love you
platform,
back, fam.
man. Good evening.
Appreciate you. Look forward, fam. On Twitter, he's SwiftD, all one word with 2 E's. Instagram, 49er_DEON, Dion. And after the Shant Club, that's Dion's Twitter as well. And Niner Gang Podcast. D is busy. You see this man is chock full of knowledge. D, let me see tomorrow, fam. But, it's Till. Phil. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, I think about you every time because I'm watching the COVID situation. I'm a news junkie. I got news. I'm walking down the street listening to my phone. I'm like, tell me something about this COVID. And COVID is said to be normalcy returning this summer. First thing, Phil,
I'm hoping
polish
we get to
up
go to the
that
games.
polish up that vehicle, Phil. It's time to set up the barbecue.
Oh. Anyway, Ronbo, I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, I just want to say, I've heard over the last 2 calls, and they were rough on you, and I'm pretty much in your camp, and I just want to say some facts. I mean, first of all, there's no way Tom Brady was going to come to the 49ers, right? The folks that said Giselle put a kibosh on that because she didn't want to travel 7 hours on a plane to get back to New York to do her business. It was the facts.
I didn't even hear about
And
this.
the fact is,
I love it. And it makes sense.
This because I talked to John Lynch personally in a
Oh!
conference call, and I talked to him about it. He said we offered him more money than Tampa Bay, and that's why we talked to Jimmy about it. And we offered him more money, and he turned it down because Giselle put the kibosh on it. And
Isn't
so,
that something?
these people that say Tom Brady wanted to come to the 49ers, they're totally stupid, really stupid. And that wasn't going to happen. And the other thing is, Jimmy Garoppolo, and I want to talk about some numbers that he had in 2019. I'm not going to talk about 2020. He played 6 games. He was injured for 4 of those 6 games.
And people
he
are
had
making conclusions from those, too. God.
He had the high ankle sprain, and it just wouldn't go away because the defensive lineman rolled up on his ankle.
Quinnen Williams.
And
I'll
so-
never forget it.
Exactly. So if we had a right guard that was halfway worth or decent and a center, that wouldn't have happened. The other thing is, you look at Jimmy's numbers. He had a 102 passer rating. That was better than Deshaun Watson. This is 2019 when he played 16 games.
Bill.
He had a
Careful.
102 passer rating. It was better than Deshaun Watson, better than Kyler Murray, better than Baker Mayfield, better than Aaron Rodgers, better than Tom Brady. The only two guys he was worse than was Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes. All right? Come on, let's get real. He led the league in 20 yards plus pass receptions. He had 61. Come on.
I remember mentioning that during the season too, and everybody, he can't throw the ball
People don't
downfield. He can't throw the ball over 10 yards.
If he's healthy, we've got a really good quarterback. These people, and you know what they say? Cut Jimmy. And then they have no solution for the replacement. That's
They
what
don't care.
bothers me.
A lot of people really hate him that bad. They'd rather the team just do that. Phil, here's my favorite one, though. This is the nitpicking thing of the year. Well, the only reason, his passes suck. Man, the receiver had to make an adjustment to catch it. Excuse me? I thought the receiver's job was to catch the ball. Style points. Jimmy has what do you hold it up? Numbers 5, 6, 8, 3. God, that one really irks me. The receiver's job is to catch the ball.
I'm Ronbo. I'm with you.
God dang it, Jesus.
And I'm taking
Nitpicking.
names.
Jimmy didn't tuck his shirt in that day.
And I'm going to call these folks out when the season comes. But you know what? When I talk to season ticket holders, right, they want Jimmy back.
He wins.
This whole thing is exactly. He wins. And season ticket holders want him back. We're not talking about the guys that pontificate, and just throw shit out there like spaghetti on the wall and hope it sticks.
Yeah, and Phil, what people don't understand, it takes a minute to build a team. Shannon came in from scratch. He's pulled some guys together. Jimmy's come in with new receivers every damn year. He's got new receivers to work with. Well, hell, it takes a minute to build chemistry and continuity. Nobody has time for that. You get 6 to 7 weeks and take them to get it right. You guys never played no ball, did you?
Here's what I'm thinking. We draft a corner, and we sign Trent, we sign Verrett. Hopefully we sign K1. And it can be done. People say I'm crazy, but you can backload contracts. I mean, the way the salary cap works, you can say, Verrett, okay, your salary is based on games played. That doesn't go against the salary cap, right?
Well,
You
no.
can manage it to where you go a front end, signing bonus, and it's spread over the course of the year. You can make it really, really small for this year and larger for next year. But we've got $100 million in salary cap next year.
Woo.
So
that's why I know they're going to be. You're right, Phil, because we're going to run out of time. But backloaded contracts are going to be a fashion in Santa Clara this year.
exactly, it's going to be a fashion throughout the NFL this year.
Yeah,
right?
as a matter of fact. So,
And
Phil,
there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be looking for cheap contracts, one-year contracts. That
Yeah.
are really
and if they're
good
not,
players.
they're not going to be working because nobody can afford you coming in here talking about I need $40, $50 million, Dak Prescott.
Exactly. So, everybody says Jason Verrett's going to get higher money. Who's going to sign him?
Yeah.
Who's going to sign him?
No, I'm
There's
thinking that's what the
half
49ers
teams
thinking.
that-
Phil, we got to go.
So, come on, let's get real here. I get so frustrated. Ronbo, I'm with you, man.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate that.
All right. Take names.
See you tomorrow, fam.
All right, man. Talk
Thanks,
to you
Phil.
later. Bye.
Oh, God. I mean, most people don't look at it as common sense, but I do. some of the things that I'm seeing are just outrageous. Stephen,
Ronbo, how you doing?
Stephen, all right, man. We're hunting. You know, house hunting or car hunting. You got to get in the car and drive around, drive around, drive around. You know, and the best thing is the scenery between driving around. When you look at all these quarterbacks out here, they've been cut loose. It already makes them look like tainted goods. You know. And can you imagine?
I was thinking about that. Ronbo, and I agree with Dion. I don't like it. I don't like it either. All the people out on the free market. The only one that looks somewhat appetizing that I saw recently was Alex Smith, but even then, that's like, you know, he's good, but at the moment he gets hit in that bad leg, he's out of the game.
Oh, we'd be shaking every time. Especially you got Michael McGinch over there. Oh, sorry, look out! You know, hey Mike, Jesus, Mike, do something. Fall down,
Exactly.
hold. It's okay. Don't let that guy come through there at 100 miles an hour. Oh,
Exactly. Like, that's why I'm like, you know, honestly, our best bet is drafting a QB.
yeah.
You know, we got Josh Rosen. Obviously, C.J. Beathard and Nick Mullins are locked in. I called that as soon as the season ended. As soon as I saw their names on free agency, I was like, yeah, they're not coming baback. There's no way I'll see them coming back.
Yeah.
You know, John Lynch would have to be high on methamphetamine and whatever else for him to bring back more. Because here's the thing. C.J. has got a cannon for an arm, but he's inaccurate. Nick Mullins is accurate, but he underthrows. It's like you get the worst of both of those worlds. You know, and I'm glad they're going to be gone. We'll be able to sign a QB from the draft. Depends on who we feel like getting. Honestly, you know, my hopes are high for Zach Wilson, but that seems like it's further and further away as, you know, we
He's
get
gonna be
closer
top
towards the
5.
draft.
He's one of the biggest names in the draft. He's coming down that red carpet. Oh no, are we gonna? I wonder if they could do a virtual draft again. You know what, Stephen? Again,
Probably will.
yeah, with Goodell sleeping on that chair. Well, they did a good job otherwise. So yeah.
And here's the thing, if we sign Trent Williams, obviously we're gonna have to let go of Verrett. There's no way we'd be able to have the cap space for both of them.
You know, though, if they tailor Jimmy's salary like what they're saying, and give him his money and a bonus, that would alleviate that situation. And then maybe they're probably already thinking about that. And Jimmy says, "You want to pay me up front? No problem. I'll take it." They're going to have to do that. You can't. I mean, you're right. They're probably going to have to flip the coin if that comes down to it between Williams and Verrett, though. Especially if Jason asks for too much money.
Because Jason's a veteran, and he's basically on his way out. If you really look at it, he's getting up there for the age of a CB. He's getting up there in age, and we need someone who is fast, who's young, who's quick, you know, and someone who can learn the game quick and understand who they're going up against. You know, because look at it, who guards DK Metcalf? Every time we play against Seattle, it's K1.
Yeah. Well, he did, but Spoon.
K1 and Spoon, my bad.
And Spoon actually did a good job. I'm still shocked.
So we need young talent on that line when it comes to CB. You know, that's a given. And we've already seen what happens if we have an old veteran on our line. Richard Sherman being the main case in point.
He wore out.
Yeah, let's put him against Sammy Watkins or Tyreek Hill again. Let's do that.
No. Never again. And what's that guy's name in Green Bay? Devontae, is that Smith?
Devontae Adams.
Adams, yeah. Oh, God. Come on. Oh.
You know, hear me out on this. We're going to get a lot of our talent from the draft, but most importantly, our practice squad if it ever comes down to it. You know, I'm hoping we re-sign Jermichael Hasty for our running back. We could use him. We could definitely use him. You know, with Jerick McKinnon leaving, obviously cutting left. We're stuck with Coleman, Mostert, and then who else?
The guy hurt his collarbone or shoulder injury. Hasty, yeah. So
he's good. The only time he ever fumbled was when he broke his collarbone.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the only time he ever did it. Which, yeah, it's a fumble, but at the same time, I don't think anyone's going to hold on to the ball to break a bone. I think it's kind of a,
Unless,
it's kind of a given.
wait. Unless you're, what's our linebacker against this, the Hawks?
I'm trying
Got
to
it. So mind blank, right? Anyway, torn ACL, still holding on to the ball, and the refs refuse to give us that. Okay, you know what? Let's not get mad about that. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, we're going to get a lot of our talent from the draft, and we're going to get a lot of our talent from the practice squad. It's shown time and time again. We pull people from that practice squad, River Craycraft being one of them. Craycraft is a great wide receiver who knows how to run the play, who's a very bread and butter wide receiver that we can use and he's stocky enough and has the weight to him to even play, fullback. So he can take Kyle Juszczyk's spot if Kyle Juszczyk doesn't sign back with him. He's good enough for that.
You said Craycraft.
Yeah, River Craycraft.
Is he big? Is he that heavy?
Yeah, he's heavy. He's tall, he's heavy, and he's a good runner. He's hard to take down.
No, I seen him make that touchdown that I'm still complaining about that they said wasn't. He's pretty scrappy. I don't have a problem with him.
And here's the crazy part. He was, I believe, I don't think he did the combine. He was just kind of like showed up to the practice squad, showed them what they got. Man literally played like practice football at a local park. That's where he got most of his training done.
I love it.
Yeah, so he's good.
Steve, we're out of time, but I love the information that's coming along tonight. I had no idea. I thought he went to some school. They found that's awesome. That's a local boy makes good. Anyway, fam, let's see you tomorrow. Okay.
All right, I'll see you then, Ronbo. I forgot to mention, there is talks that Jimmy G is thinking about reworking his contract. You guys need to look it up. I don't know how far he's going to go into it, but it's most likely going to happen. So we might have more cap space.
He's not a hard guy. He's not there for the money. Jimmy's there to win. All right, fam. Good stuff. Talk to you later.
All right.
And Jordan Jones out of Amarillo, back with you, watching with my girl tonight, Jordan and your lady. What's up, folks? What's up? We're going to win this year. You know we are. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Ronbo.
Jesus, man, we're in shopping for quarterbacks, man. And, it's not even Christmas, you know what I'm saying? So, you ain't got to spend a whole lot on this gift, like a birthday present type of thing, But, Jesus, holla at your boys, man, and give me some about the quarterback situation.
All right, it's good. I'd like to give a shout-out to my brother Eddie E. By the way, today's his birthday, Ronbo. Can we get a 49ers birthday for my brother Eddie?
I know you can. Go ahead and finish up.
I'd like to give a shout-out to Josh One, Chad Garrison, Lorenzo Flores, Chris Hansen, J Run, the homies Sean Ballard, all the homies in there, Tommy Age, for Kobe. That's pretty much it for right now.
Don't forget to give a shout out to Eddie Ramirez's mom, and also Antonio Rosales, Jeff Smiley, and Mahone. Hey, anybody sees Patrick Mahomes, boy, tell him we're worried about him, and he ought to check in with us every now and then. And
he's on Tuesday Watch. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Ramirez's mom got it last night and today morning. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God! Hey, should we go ahead? Hey, let's do it. And Eddie E. Eddie E says he's here in the flesh. Let me jump on this first, Jesus. Happy. What are the chances of a man being born on February 28th? Eddie, man, you barely made it, man. You almost was March 1st. Happy 9. Happy Niners birthday, Eddie. Happy Niners birthday to Eddie. Happy. was going to be the Dos Equis man for a moment, but I think children are watching. Don't promote that, Ron. Happy Niners! Eddie, hey, happy birthday, brah! All right, I'm through, Jesus.
But yeah, thank you, Ronbo. You know,
My pleasure.
my brother heard that. You know, he's smiling. You know, he's
Good.
my brother's over here pumped.
Hey.
Tommy, it's my brother's birthday, and shout out to Big Heat. He's a homie.
All right.
But yeah, you know, the quarterback situation, Rombo. I like to say that, hey, there's a lot of quarterbacks available this year. If we don't pull the trigger on a quarterback this year, you know, Deshaun Watson won't probably be available. Russell Wilson won't be available. You know, even though I know that Seattle won't trade him to the Niners. You know, you already know. You know, but if there could be a three-way trade, like, hey, it's better to, like, either we're gonna draft a quarterback or we pull the trigger. Either we get Deshaun Watson, even though, like, hey, it's not worth what we're giving up for Deshaun Watson. You know, because how are we gonna see him play under center? You know, and plus, like, are we gonna have a all offensive line for us to protect Deshaun Watson when we just traded for him? So it's kind of like, hey, like, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch either need to get it together. Like, hey, if Jimmy G is not our guy, then hey, like, either you trade for a quarterback this year, or you try to trade down with the 12 draft pick.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, if they're really focused on getting a quarterback, they would, and I don't think they'd be talking about it with involving Jimmy's name, you know, because that sends the wrong message to the locker room. You constantly saying Jimmy's our quarterback and then go trade him. So, you know, if this year though, and but the 49ers do have to remain healthy. If this year that anything goes wrong, they'll talk about it. The 49ers will make changes if they feel they want to make them. They won't hide it. They're pretty transparent. But, you know.
Right. You know, so it's kind of like, hey, who does Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch want for the quarterback? Do they want Deshaun Watson? Like me, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, you know, we're going to go after Deshaun Watson. I'm never going to put myself in that hole where I'm going to say, yeah, the Niners are going to go after this person and that person, you know? You know, to me, at the end of the day, it's up to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch on what they want to do. You know, hey, say if we do get Deshaun Watson, hey, we can always trade Jimmy back to New England. I know that Bill Belichick will want his investment from the get-go back. And I know that he'll play good because he already has, like, 2 good wide receivers over there. And plus, you know, there's gonna be pretty good free agents over there. And, you know, they can always trade Gilmore to try to get more talent over there for New England. So it's kind of like, hey, we got a lot of working room. You know, hey, I wouldn't mind trying to get Stephon Gilmore for Jimmy G. If we're gonna get Deshaun Watson, why not, right?
Yeah. I just don't think people should get their hopes. Texas has made clear Deshaun can sit there and complain all he wants to. We ain't gonna be trading him because if we do, how are we gonna be able to go to the parking lot? You know, that's the thing. I don't think the Texans are kidding about that. Just like Green Bay said, stop calling us about Aaron Rodgers. We're not going to trade him. You know, certain quarterbacks,
Exactly.
You make yourself look really bad letting them go. And this is Deshaun. That would be ultimate loss of face in Texas.
Either Deshaun Watson takes a seat and not get paid, or he gets traded. You know, at the end of the day, it's still a loss for the Texans.
Yeah, but that's 100 and how many million? Man, don't let Deshaun fool you. He's talking that way now because he's trying to do the Jalen Ramsey. But if he sits down and the Texans owner just call him, so you get me straight, you're going to let $20 million
he's going to pull
go.
Zeke.
Yeah, you know. So, you know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
exactly. You know, he's going to pull a Zeke. Exactly. He's going to pull a Zeke. And, you know, hey, like, the Texans have no one on that team. You know, literally, you know, that team's just full of full. They have pretty good talent. I'm not going to say here that they don't have talent, but they have a lot of good talent. but they're not surrounding the right talent for caliber for Deshaun Watson.
Mm. They'll be
So
able to next year though, because they're clean. They cleaned house. They don't have I don't know how many big contracts. I think Deshaun's the only one with a big contract. Well, anyway, but aside from that though, backup quarterbacks. Reality says, what would you go for? And there's nobody out there that you really like, right? Would you rather draft one? Is that what you're saying?
I'd rather draft the quarterback. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't see. Rosen could stay as our third, and whatever rookie we get could be our, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Rosen.
He's got to
could be
come in and be.
the,
Yeah, he's got to show Rosen's got to be behind him. Exactly.
Exactly. Rosen and him are going to compete for that second string position. But either we go quarterback in the first round, or we really just go, or we just draft the quarterback in the later round, in the third or second round. To me, I feel like Kyle Shanahan has us. I have a feeling that they already have us.
Somebody in mind. That's what I was going to tell you.
You know?
Remember, Shanahan doesn't like the quarterbacks that we all like. All of the popular quarterbacks, Shanahan never even notices them. You see some kid in the second or third round at the earliest, maybe fourth round, and you're going to say, who the hell is that? And then that's when we get C.J. Beathard. But he's got his preferences. You got to have certain, you got to check boxes with Kyle. And if you check all the boxes, he'll look at you. Otherwise, he's not impressed with what's going on in the first round. Hey, Jose.
Now, Ronbo, real quick. Real quick. What will you give up for Aaron Rodgers?
Okay.
What would you give up to try to get Aaron Rodgers?
Let me think about that. Jimmy, of course, and maybe a first rounder. I'll be honest, because Aaron is the better. But hey, since we really gotta go before production starts throwing things at me. All right.
All right, bro. All right, man. You have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. And I only say that because I think Rodgers is more seasoned. In 2-3 years, Jimmy may be more seasoned because, contrary to popular belief, he's only played a couple of years. You get Jimmy G seasoned up, some of y'all gonna be shocked. I can already see it, but it's gonna take everybody else a little longer. Hey, Sharon!
Hey, Ronbo.
Sharon, long time no see. You been okay?
Oh, yeah, just dealing with the kiddies.
Well, good. How are they doing?
They're doing good.
All right. Well, Sharon, as you noticed, we're talking tonight about a backup for Jimmy. And there's some guys that are being thrown into dumpsters. We're checking all the dumpsters. And there's not a lot in there. You sort of look under the lid and you just close it back down. Sharon, do you see anything out there that you would like that might be available right now in some of the names we mentioned earlier?
Tell you the truth, none of them quite interest me at all. Nothing kind of stands out. But
because if he was that good, he'd have a job, right?
I would probably, I would just probably go with a free agent or draft one. But none of those really stand out to me. Not my cup of tea. None of them are.
Well, it's, and I hate to go along with the narrative, Jimmy G could get hurt. It's not a guaranteed promise like a lot of fans insist upon saying. That's
true.
But it is a game of violence and things happen, and yeah, maybe. Because last year, who knew we were going to have $80 million worth of players sitting on the bench, none of which get any attention more than Jimmy. But the fact of the matter is, we do need backups in certain positions. So, quarterback is one of them. And you can't expect a rookie to come in.
Yeah, we do need a quarterback.
Yeah, you can't really expect a rookie to be drafted this year and be able to pick up the handle right away.
So I know it's gone all over on Facebook that Kyle and them are looking at Justin Fields because he had a connection with Kyle, and I think Kyle is probably interested in him.
Yeah, I just found out about that. Has that been old news?
Yeah, it's going all over Facebook. No, it's new. It's recent.
I thought so, because nobody said anything about that until now. And today, I'm just now finding out about
recent.
it. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin is going to fall to 12. I don't see all that much in him. I could, as far as the other quarterbacks go,
No,
he's
I looked at
okay.
some of his little plays. I don't think he's all that, but he has some little ability. But I also did hear too that they were working on Jimmy's contract. That he's not a selfish guy, so I think Jimmy's working with him.
His teammates back him up all the time. Of course, if they ask him to do this, he'll do it. I don't know what people think he is. Of course he'd do it.
And I don't think Jimmy's going anywhere either. So I don't think because Kyle.
Oh, Jimmy.
I don't think Jimmy G is going anywhere because Lynch addressed it so many times to everybody that Jimmy will be starting in 2021. So get over it, people.
Kyle's put in too much time working with Jimmy, and Kyle knows what's going on. It's more than just Jimmy that needs to get mature. And everybody, it's all Jimmy. No,
everybody needs to build their little self up if we want to go back to the Super Bowl. I think everybody has things that they need to work on to get better. I know we need a cornerback. That's one. Because we don't have Richard Sherman no more. So they need to look at a cornerback than worrying about a quarterback right now.
And it could use some offensive line.
So who are we going to play for cornerback?
Yeah. And some people think we need a linebacker. Sherman, do you think we need another linebacker? People don't like Alshar. I thought he did a good job last year. Maybe I was blind.
I thought he did a good job too.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so a couple other people I saw thought he was doing a good job.
I thought he did a good job too. I don't think we need a linebacker. I know maybe we need to work on the O-line and the D-line a little bit, but other than that, we don't need a linebacker.
We got so many D linemen. You know, it's too bad we don't have another edge rusher. We've got interior linemen to last for years.
No, maybe we need an edge rusher. Maybe we do need that.
I know. Sure, we agree. I want an edge rusher, but Dion made me feel bad about that.
Yeah.
I think I
think we need one.
Because if you get a good edge rusher, now you make that interior, which has got some really tough guys, they can get loose.
I think that was mostly some of our problems. We didn't have an edge rusher. If we had one, we would have been okay.
I mean...
But I don't see why people are saying we don't need one, but we do need one.
He was okay, the one guy we had, but he needs help. And Nick needs to come back. And we still have...
I think Nick's not going nowhere.
No.
Nick's not going nowhere.
But see, Sharon, that's how weird we become. We have people who give up Nick in a heartbeat. We want Deshaun Watson.
Hell no. They better not give up that. If they gave up Nick Bosa, I will protest the game, and I will not watch the game until they bring Nick. No. Nick ain't going nowhere. No.
That's so.
No, Nick is too excited about coming back and playing on the field again. He ain't going nowhere.
And Sharon, don't let anybody tell you different, but you can have a great offense, but at the end of the day, defense wins championship. That's Tom Brady. Tom went out there. Tom could have played in his sandals and shorts and Hawaiian shirt and won that game. The defense beat Mahomes' butt.
He could have played in flip-flops and still won a game.
Man, yeah. God, that was ridiculous. So,
he could have played in some Crocs and still won.
Don't wear a shirt. So Tom's playing in skins versus the Chiefs' shirts. You know, it would have been like that. He went down one time because they protected really well, and the Chiefs couldn't launch an offense to save their life. Bucks were on the field all day.
But I don't really think the Niners are going to draft a quarterback, but eventually they will. But I think they're looking at a cornerback right now because
they better be.
They're not too much worried about a quarterback because eventually I know that we will get one. But I like to see Rosenberg and what was the other one?
Oh, Joshua
Johnson. They can stay. Yeah, they can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon, it's so good to hear from you again. We'll be back tomorrow, and hope you get a break.
All right, Ronbo, you take care. Thought I'd hop on and say hello.
Well, thanks. Good to hear from you. All right. See you a little later then.
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night. All
You
right,
too.
Ronbo.
Night.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, Derek. Derek. Justin Fields. I love these little tidbits fall. Jimmy's probably restructuring his contract because those kind of rumors, you can wrap yourself around that. Hey, Jay. Which day is this?
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, we're sitting there and just going through some of the options we have as backup quarterbacks since CJ and Nick are no longer who we want to see trotting on the field should Jimmy go down. So, there's some guys out there. Trubisky's going to be too expensive. Alex Smith is probably somebody he should really just be careful. Fitzpatrick's out there, but somebody said he'd be costing too much money. You know about Jacoby Brissette. Andy Dalton's probably going to be available. But what do you think, Tyrod Taylor? Watch him end up with Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod will play for – he probably could have San Francisco play for anything. But, Jay, what are you thinking on this matter?
I'm thinking that we already got our quarterback.
Well, I mean, in the event that something happens to him, you might – I mean, is Josh Rosen going to be enough? Should somebody come in and compete with him? Johnson?
They probably will, but I really don't know. I think, we got other things more important right now than quarterback.
No.
But
yeah.
They might bring somebody in, just to compete. But, you already got players that know the playbook, already. So, I don't really think they would do that. I think they would probably keep the ones that they have, if anything.
Yeah,
So,
Jay, now information's surfacing that there is a connection between Justin Fields and Kyle Shanahan from days gone by. There's something going on with the Cincinnati program, though. Quarterbacks come out of there and are absolutely not NFL material.
they're not. Every quarterback they had was not ready for the NFL because pretty much, they believe in college football. They ain't trying to produce quarterbacks. They just trying to have them to win games now. So what they do is they use their skill set, and that's what they really use them for. And whatever they're good at, that's what they use them for. So they don't get them ready for the NFL. So I don't know. I think Kyle can get any quarterback ready, to be honest with you. So if he gets a quarterback and he lets them sit on the bench and let them learn the playbook, and because Kyle's really an intelligent coach. So I think he can handle that situation. If it was any other coach, I'd kind of be leery about it. What we had in the past is what I mean. But
And he's got his right hand man, Rich Scandarella, back in order to help season up those quarterbacks. So a quarterback will be in good hands. We're going to see Justin Fields, though. That connection, if he falls to number 12, it's going to be really interesting to see what Kyle does. And I think he's going to fall to 12. I don't think he's that good.
You don't think he's that good?
Justin
I
Fields?
really never watch him.
Okay.
But
to be fair, somebody said he was injured in the national championship game. If he was, I should look at some other tapes. I just didn't look at anything else. Maybe he is that good. Most people think if a quarterback can run, he's all that in a bag of chips. This is what a lot of people judge a quarterback by nowadays. So, I saw him running. He's good. He runs fast.
Yeah, he runs, and that's what I think we need, kind of, because somewhat is that he can stem plays, but look to throw first, and then if nothing's open, he can run, because that really tires out a defense, and that really gets defense. You know, look at our defense. We had a top, you know what I'm saying, top 5 defense, and every time we play Kyler Murray or Russell Wilson, it always, even when we played Lamar Jackson, it was very difficult because every time
God.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Because every time you think you had a handle on things, and you have the players all locked up, and he's running. So it's you gotta always have that in your mind.
You know what though, Jay? Those are design plays for some of those guys. What Kyle needs to do is stop. Jimmy is like, his percentages in play action are just robust. And in 2019, Jimmy did a lot of play action. He needs to go back to that, and he should have stayed with that in the Super Bowl. I don't know what Kyle. I'm confused sometimes.
You know, there's a lot of. I think what Kyle does, to be fair, I think he overthinks himself so much that he his own problem. You know what I'm saying? He's his own Achilles heel, because he overthink and analyze things too much instead of just, okay, this is working, we're going to keep doing that. He didn't do that in the NFC Championship game against Green Bay, and guess what happened? The result was we came out with a win. You know what I'm saying? He was running, Raheem Mostert running, and they couldn't stop it. So that's what he needed to do. Whatever he was running,
he thinks people,
whatever working.
He wants to keep you off guard. He thinks if he keeps running the same play, you're going to figure it out. But he should have kept running Debo in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And I wonder if he ever thinks about that. Just let Debo do it.
Oh yeah,
Kyle.
he keep kicking himself, because he shown that when we played against New England Patriots when Debo pulled his hamstring, and it was like, well, you shouldn't have been running Debo in the fourth quarter like that anyway, because we was up significantly. You know what I'm saying? Some things you just got he overcoach, he overthinks. Yeah,
and you got to stop. Jay, we got to stop though. We'll be back tomorrow, and this is a promise. Not like last
you
week.
ain't got my phone. You ain't got my number locked in, because you keep saying we want to know which one is the J's.
No. I got to number the J's. That's the problem. We have 3 J's, I think now. We got 2 for sure.
Okay.
Jay, but your name comes up. I'm just wondering, is Jay truck driving Jay, or is it Jay?
But I'm saying we don't have the same number though.
That's true. I'm gonna change it. Today, in fact, because I'm getting my information from production. All right, fam.
Okay.
Jay,
thank you. You have a good night.
You have a great night too. And let's go back to checking down Derek.
I'm here, Ronbo.
Derek. Well, Derek, we're there sorting through the trash. I mean, the quarterbacks that are available this year, trying to figure out, should we bring one in to back up Jimmy? And do you see one? You know, because the thing is, none of them are going to be free. So I'm kind of thinking, any money spent on them is kind of a scary thought. Especially if it's over $2 million, because you actually can bring back Mullins for 2. Anybody wanting 3, okay, but that's about the border right there. Well, what are you thinking?
I actually think I got a bold prediction. I think CJ might come back, Ronbo.
He
got complete. I mean, he ain't look that bad.
Like CJ.
Nothing. Yeah. Yep, and he's been in the system for the last 4 years.
That matters for a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked really good down the stretch. I think we just waited too long to put him in this season.
Yeah,
I mean, he's tough. He was mobile, as people say. I mean, you know. I mean, Jimmy needs competition, though. I like Jimmy. I'm a Jimmy guy. But he does need somebody that's going to push him. So I don't know about that,
Every quarterback.
He also needs somebody to protect him, too, though. So I think, you know, nothing's going to change my opinion of where we go first in the draft. It's got to be O-line, Ronbo. It's got to be. Pass protection needs to go up. Yeah. And I know there was a couple callers a couple shows ago that said, you know, that our blocking was some of the best on the O-line. It's not, you know, how's it go, Ronbo? It's not when you get beat, it's how you get beat.
Yeah.
Or it's not how you get, it's just like this year, 2 of our quarterbacks got hurt, and that's not a coincidence. You can't,
no, it's not.
You can't stat that, you know, it doesn't, you know, they got hurt. And I mean, totally different injuries. So, yeah, we need some dogs on the line.
And that's a good point you bring up, because when Weston Richburg and Garland were playing, we had a lot of success. We could run. We were getting passes off. Everything was pretty much clicking. And now that those guys are gone, and you got guys in there that, what's his name? I can't even pronounce his name.
Grosu?
Grosu made Shanahan so mad. He put him on the bench for the rest of the season. So fans excuse that. They still decide, well, it's all right. He's got to work with the offensive line. It's Jimmy's fault. I said, come on, man. You put that.
He was doing the line shuffle halfway through the season.
I would have been doing
moving
the same
people around. Man, that's going to get somebody killed.
I mean, and that's why when you see
two people taken out.
I mean, also the center plays a pivotal role on every play. With Kyle's offense. But no, it's all Jimmy's fault.
Yeah.
So I always looked at everything.
Also, backup quarterback. What else did I want to touch on tonight, Ronbo? O-line is huge.
Yeah.
There was something.
We don't have any cornerbacks signed.
The cornerback. I mean, I just think that the quarterback situation. The second. Okay, so Jimmy misses games. Well, Drew Brees missed significant games the last 2 years, didn't he?
Yeah,
because he was out last year, and I think he was out the year before that. But the thing is, he has a solid backup. A backup quarterback. I don't think you shouldn't crap on it. You know, saying if you got to replace your backup quarterback, then your first quarterback needs to go. You need a solid quarterback room in general.
Yeah.
Like, you need somebody who can come in, because it is football, Ronbo. People can get taken out. So
a lot of people don't understand. Those guys are not playing. When they come at you out on that field, they're coming at you to do bodily harm. So,
that's one thing. CJ's tough, but he got up slow at the end of the season,
that's true, ain't it? CJ could take a shot.
So,
he doesn't always survive.
I don't think we change our priority. I think we go O-line first, O-line or corner, or vice versa. Then we get quarterback. I just think it's too big of a need, I actually think it's O-line, cornerback, or edge rusher. I don't think the quarterback's coming first, Ron, but I don't care where they get them from.
No, I can assure you that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree. I can't imagine who it might be.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. Not when you're secondary, you don't have anybody signed. Emmanuel Mosley's probably coming back, but it doesn't make sense to go quarterback first. That's for damn sure.
Is Brian Hoyer
what does it matter if you're getting burnt? If your defense is getting beat up, what does it matter who your quarterback is? You're in the shootout every week.
I know, right?
Your back end can't stop anything. That doesn't make sense.
I hate shootouts, because whoever has the ball last is probably going to win the game. Oh man. Is Brian Hoyer still in Boston?
Last time I saw him, he was in Boston. He went right back over there too. That guy stays collecting checks. Brian Hoyer. Hey, bring him back. But in his defense too, Ron, but when he was here, he ain't had no damn weapon. We ain't had nobody when he was here.
I know.
Not really.
A lot of 49er fans, they only look at one position. They don't look at what's going on around the quarterback. It's the quarterback's fault. So I'm always amused by, do you guys understand how this game works? If Jimmy's got rookie receivers and guys he's had 7, 8 games with, and they're supposed to be just all world. Although I do like Ayuk, I got a feeling he caught on quick. Debo has now got enough that he could be. I think next year we're going to see something that we didn't. A lot of people didn't expect, but I'm looking for it.
All right, Ronbo, I'm gonna get out of here, man. But I'm also Austin Walters and River Craycraft. He had them doing punt returns towards the end of the year, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them playing special teams too.
No, they're in.
And Craycraft's got good hands, like I said, man. But have a good night, Ronbo.
Hey, you too, fam.
Catch you next time, brother. All right.
Looking forward. All right. And I love him giving that shout on air here. Wait. I don't always. I think Rod is now dreaming, and you don't want to interrupt him because Deshaun Watson is now in San Francisco wearing a red and gold uniform. He's coming down through the tunnel, and Rod is just going into the next level of enjoyment. Good night, Rod. Lullaby and good night. Rod, wait till you see this. All right. I mean, that log, you can see it. That's why I got out of there before that log comes out, hits him and me. Hey, Krusty!
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going?
Krusty, man, we're looking down. We're down in the bargain basement looking for something to back Jimmy up. And I just hope there's other things that we can do about this situation. I don't see anything there a whole lot better than leaving Rosen right where he is. But then again, Krusty, you've seen Rosen walking around the streets of AC. What do you think?
Rosen, I'm not too sure about him. He needs to have, I don't think he's been given a fair chance, but I do think he's probably a step up from Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard.
Probably.
Like one of the caller before gave the thing out, Jimmy G is not a problem when it comes to winning football games. He always wins. But the problem is he gets injured, and when he gets injured, our backups come in, and then what happens? We lose everything. Yeah. So we need a good, reliable backup just in case Jimmy does go down. But in my personal opinion, if Quentin Williams didn't come through the line against that Jets game, Jimmy probably would have stayed up the full season.
Yeah, because there was never another
because
shot.
If that didn't happen, he wouldn't have got hurt, probably most likely, and then Nick Mullins wouldn't have came in and freaking played the game. But if Nick Mullins would have done better, Jimmy never would have came in during that Miami game. And they would have given him the time to heal up properly, and then he would have came in and finished off the season instead of, even though he lost horribly to Miami, he did come in and beat the Rams and the Patriots, and then he got hurt even worse during the Seattle Seahawks game. So, like I said, we need a good backup. Rosen's probably the answer. I don't see anybody out there that is probably going to come out and win a job. Like I was thinking, I have us pulling a Rashawn Slater in the first round, center in the second round, either Landon Dickerson from Alabama or Josh Myers from Ohio State. I don't even have us pulling a CB until the third round.
Really?
And possibly a backup QB there if we want to.
Who you got in the first?
What
position you looking at the first?
I don't have. Huh?
What position you thinking about? What's going to be the first round pick? What position? Because we've been picking a lineman every year.
Slater.
Oh, Slater.
Yeah,
no, that's a good
Slater.
idea, actually.
Yeah, Slater. I have an offensive line first and second round. Because then, say we keep Trent, we sign him, we sign Alex Mack, then we get Rashawn Slater in the first round, which could slip in and take on the right guard spot, and then you have the guy in the second round learning after Alex Mack for a 1 or 2 year thing, and then we got our center for the next 5 years.
That's what I say. Get me a center. Yeah, because that's
the center is the problem we had last year.
Oh, the clowning at center has got to stop. I mean, it's too important of a position in Kyle's offense. So yeah.
Right. Not only that, they have Rashawn Slater as possibly being able to play center as well. They say he can play up and down the whole line. So if they want to do that and put Rashawn Slater at center, or to learn behind Alex Mack and have him go in there and do that, we could do that too.
Bring Alex Mack to train.
Have him. Yeah, bring Alex Mack in to train for 2 years and then go from there. Yeah, I think we should go offensive line first and second round, pull up the CB, and probably a backup QB in the third. Go edge rusher in the fourth with like Jonathan Cooper from Ohio State. I think we should pull him. He probably can get him out of the fourth round, maybe even later. He didn't even get a chance sitting behind Nick Bosa and Chase Young. He could be a diamond in the rough. He could be a gem that we pull out of the fourth, fifth round.
Wait a minute, he's from Cincinnati? Hey, you know what? I'll look
No,
at
he's from Ohio, yeah.
Ohio, I
He
mean,
plays Ohio State.
I'll take a look at anything. They've got a program going on there of bringing in these guys that can come off the edge. That's their secret to success. I'll look at anything they got.
He's an edge rusher, yeah. But I'm with the other callers when I say Justin Fields. I'm going to say no-go because When was the last QB that came out of Ohio State that was any good?
Annually a bad move.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a bad move. So
But you're right, though.
I listened to the other night.
Because the popular belief is Jimmy needs to be replaced. We can win. But the thing is, you don't get that offensive line fixed. The kid you're bringing in doesn't even know Shanahan's offense. He's going to be meat. He'll be on the market, on sale for prime cuts by that evening. And but these guys don't know.
But exactly, that's the thing is you bring in a different QB other than Jimmy. Say he gets hurt, then you're in the same situation we are now because it's our backup QBs that suck. It's not the starting QB. You got to get us a good backup.
Yeah.
Jimmy wins football games. There's no doubt about that. It's his durability. And that's what everybody hates about him. But they're not coming up with the fact that Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard are complete garbage. Yeah. We need to have a good backup QB that can win games if Jimmy's out. That's what we need.
See, people don't remember what it was like.
So maybe Josh Rosen's
Yeah, people don't remember what it's like after Harbaugh left for a long time. Jimmy rides into town and wins right away. But is that appreciated? No. He started nitpicking passes, Krusty. These guys are nitpicking passes. Oh, that was not a good pass. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Hey, listen, dude. The pass got to the receiver. The receiver, his job is to make the catch. We ain't giving up no style points out here.
Right, but the thing about you're talking about Harbaugh's freaking era is, what happened when Alex Smith went down? They had a good backup in Colin Kaepernick who ended up taking over the starting job from him because he was good enough to take it over. We had two good quality quarterbacks in that position, and then we traded Alex Smith at the end of the season. We made it to the Super Bowl with Colin that year. We lost the Super Bowl with him, but same thing.
Right. You gotta have you're lucky if you can find this kind of a backup. We'll see what happens. Krusty, we're gonna run out of time though. Let's see tomorrow. Good to hear you back in here consistently again. I'll always love your takes. All right. Let's see tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll try and get on tomorrow.
We're looking for you. Have a good night.
All right, good night.
Yeah, I'm starting to think 49ers are going to go offensive line because you're not going to have any success with the quarterback under siege on every snap. Hey, Salem.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo, Hondo?
Salem, man, we're sitting here sorting through some of the guys that are being thrown off their clubs to back up. It's a really scary thing, Salem. I don't, because if Jimmy goes down, first of all, I'm going to pass out. Because, oh, Jesus Christ. And what scares you worse? 49ers are 9-1 and be going into the season. The talk was to trade Jimmy G. Jimmy G is now leading the league in several different areas. But the 49ers have to be holding their breath, hoping. And they're going to carry this conversation on for all year. Say, the 49ers have to be holding their breath, hoping that Jimmy G can stay upright all season long. So, of course, week 12 comes. Oh, my Lord, no. Jesus. It didn't wait that long in the season. And he goes. So,
it's gonna hurt different if he goes down.
So they got to find a backup, though. They really do. And people think I just take it for Jimmy on anything. I need somebody to back him up because,
for sure,
football is a very dangerous game. And a guy that plays and wins like he does, that's where the bad luck will always strike the hardest. It'll get you incredible. George Kittle can't stay on the field. Mostert goes down. Yeah. These guys, your best players, always seem to hit the game. So,
Yeah, I guess it's just the way Shanahan's players are, just like super physical guys that aren't scared to, take a hit or give a hit. It's just the play style. As far as quarterback goes, I think the backup situation is very interesting. So here's the thing. I don't believe in Rosen at all. I'm sorry, but I really don't believe in it. I would like a guy like Marcus Mariota, Ryan Fitzpatrick that could actually even compete with Jimmy a little bit, even though I'm a big Jimmy supporter.
No, I don't think that pushes Jimmy to Jimmy's highest potential, though. Because you know what? If you're pushed, whatever you got going, you may take it to the next level because you don't want this guy taking your job. So that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I also heard a few callers ago about the Justin Fields thing. Yeah. I really don't think he's going to last till 12. So they would have to jump up in the draft to get Fields. And if they jump up in the draft to get Fields, you're starting him week 1. And I think that's a bad mistake. I think like you were saying, like hopefully Shanahan sticks to his guns and picks like a quarterback we don't know about in like the third or fourth round. I have a name in mind. I'm thinking of Davis Mills out of Stanford. Super smart guy, big prototypical quarterback. I think he's a
David Mills?
sleeper.
I got to check Stanford
Davis
last
Mills.
year. How
Davis
did you
Mills,
do last year?
It was, I think, because of the lockout, there wasn't like a lot on him.
Oh, that's
I know
right.
he was highly recruited out of high school. He's 6'4". He has this big arm, but he's elusive. He's not like a statue. But he's super smart, and I think that's what Shanahan likes. I think Shanahan likes those quarterbacks that are intelligent.
Hey, yeah.
Hopefully he picks somebody like that.
Even in the athletic program, ononly 1 in 10 will get into Stanford. I used to love to hear that.
Exactly.
I feel bad.
Exactly.
God.
I really hope. I know it's not the sexy pick. I really hope we get offensive line. It doesn't matter who's gonna be behind centers. They're gonna get hurt if we don't get offensive line. I know it's not like the popular pick, but
the game is won in the trenches. If your offensive line, your defensive line are being destroyed on every snap, you're not going anywhere. No, it doesn't matter who's behind center. Well, Russell Wilson, although, Salem, the funny thing about Russ says, look, my shoulder, when I wake up every morning, Sierra's got to massage it for an hour and a half. Both of my legs, I have to sit in hot water for like an hour and a half before I can walk. I am tired of hitting the dirt at 100 miles an hour. So I want some say in the guys you pick up to protect me. Hey, Russ,
and that's another
I thought
thing.
you liked that stuff.
Right, man. And that's another thing, man. Look at every quarterback and their mama is wanting a trade this season. Look at Jimmy, man. He's like a, stand-up quarterback that we should all be proud of. But yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan should really stick to his guns. Like, look at these guys that are giving, Russell Wilson nightmares, like edge rushers. I think cornerback is a very overrated. I don't think it's like a premier position at all. Everything's won in the trenches, like you were saying. That's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah,
I know you got other callers and everything.
Because you gave me a chance to make jokes about Russ. And every time I see, and here's the thing, every time the Rams play, and Aaron Donald, I think Aaron Donald must have dreams the night before because he knows the Hawks have nobody to stop him, right?
He's going to eat. He's going to eat the next day. He's like,
have you ever, I've never seen a guy grab a guy here on one side of him, and I see Russ's body sailing through the air as he threw him down the opposite side. I said, that's frightening. What kind of strength does that take? And where was the offensive line? You guys couldn't even slow him down?
Right. Hopefully Kinlaw develops to be that. You know what I mean?
Because he can do that. Yeah. He's got the kind of strength.
Oh yeah. He can. Especially with Nick Bosa there to help him out a little bit and take some of the pressure off.
And Javon, Nick's his guy, man. Devon watches everything Nick does and tries to copy. So that's the best teacher he could get with his size, and you work and you move like Nick.
Nick got all the fundamentals down to a T. So if anybody's gonna learn and learn something, it's gonna be Kinlaw because he's so raw. He's so green right now
and humble. He likes to learn.
Oh yeah, he wants to learn. Yeah, that's a good trait. They pick very smart, intelligent guys that people want on their team. That's one thing I will give them for sure. Yeah,
it's gonna get better too.
Awesome.
This team is
Thanks,
still
Ronbo.
young, a little maturity. We're gonna see a lot of different things. Hey, Sam, good to hear from you. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow.
Hey, thank you very much. Yep.
Thank you, Phil.
I'll be back. All right.
And let's go check. Hey, John.
Bravo!
John. Well, John, it's like one of those stores that you go into that you're only going in there because you're trying to find a cheap gift. There's really nothing here you'd buy for yourself. I'm looking at these quarterbacks that are available, and it's just really kind of go back and get in the car and go back home and maybe make a gift of my own and just give it to it. Because John, do you see anything you'd like to bring to San Francisco to back up? I mean, we got Josh Rosen. That's we got him already. Anybody that costs any amount of money. I don't know. What do you see? Do you see anything out there that you might want to bring in to back up?
Well, the problem is that first, I want to talk about Mitchell Trubisky and the general manager and Matt Nagy said that the reason why they didn't give him this 5th-year option was because of his last couple of years of play, but they want to sign him to a cheaper deal to see what's going to happen. So he's probably going to go back. Fitzpatrick, Flores wants to keep him because if they're not able to get Watson or a top quarterback, they want to keep Fitzpatrick so they can continue to develop Tua. So I don't really think, like these quarterbacks who may be cheap will be coming to San Francisco.
Sounds like that could be available from what you just said, too.
Yeah. And then Justin Fields, everyone is saying, why is he dropping? Why is he dropping to the 49ers? And they're saying, because of Kyle Shanahan. The problem that I have is that if a quarterback who's supposed to be good, supposed to be in the top 5, is now at 6, they don't want him down to 10, and he continues to drop, there has to be some concerns why he's dropping. So my quarterback room in 2021 is Jimmy Garoppolo, but they're going to have a leash on him. They're going to make sure, all right, you're our starting quarterback because the system. Josh Rosen, for some reason, a lot of people are hating on him, but UCLA, if you just look at the quarterbacks they've had, probably Aikman is the only great quarterback that's come out from that school. The Pac-12 has never ever developed Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Probably very few names. So I do think Josh Rosen was brought in to compete with Jimmy Garoppolo. And you look at where he's been at. Arizona had no coach. In Florida, they threw all the talent away. He goes to the Buccaneers. They put him in the practice squad. They've never wanted to see how good this quarterback is.
Yeah. I mean, just really, Blaine Gabbert beat him out. Well, actually, Blaine's not that bad. But Rosen didn't, I guess because he's a rook or a young player. No respect.
And then Josh Rosen, I think, is only 23, 24. He's a young quarterback, very young. He came out, I think, when he was 20. So, and then the third quarterback, I think it's going to be C.J. Beathard. I think Mullins, because of the injury, and he's going to be out for a year. The Niners are not going to wait till 2022 to give him another shot. There was a stat that they showed that he was last when it came to interception ratio, touchdown interception ratio. And when you're last, with Kyle Shanahan, because if Nick Mullins didn't have Kyle Shanahan, he would have been cut. Kyle Shanahan makes quarterbacks good, and that's the reason why, while people can argue on the chat and, Grant Cohen and, all the NFL people can say, the Niners have to do this at the quarterback. And Steve Young says, you have to do this, 49ers, to get Deshaun Watson. Well, guess what? You guys are paid to be on TV and have your opinions. Fans can, bicker on the chat as much as they want. We're fans. We're always going to argue. No one's going to satisfy what we want. At the end of the day, we have to be realistic. That's the quarterback room for 2021. Unless Kyle Shanahan says, you know what, I'm going to risk either my offensive line or the secondary and draft a quarterback who will compete with Jimmy Garoppolo. And I don't see that.
Actually, you got common sense. Not to offend the people who don't have common sense. I love taking them shots.
And it's really frustrating, for me to try to defend a guy I don't like. I've never liked Jimmy Garoppolo. Even when he was drafted with the Patriots, I said, all right, it's another quarterback. He's going to fit a system. It's the high ceiling. But the only place I think that Jimmy Garoppolo can save his career is in San Francisco, because if he goes back to the Patriots, they want to keep Cam Newton now. Basically, they're saying, you know what? If we let Cam Newton go, what's our option? So they're even saying that they want to stick with the quarterback, at that situation. So for me, I'm going to say this to Ronbo. It's hard for me. I'm on your side now with Jimmy Garoppolo. Thank you very much for a lot of people who are arguing Jimmy sucks. Thank you. I'm on your side, Ronbo.
I do this every year. I pick out at least 2 players and tell people, because when these public pylons go, normally I go against the grade. And what's so funny is I've been wrong maybe once, twice. I got Spoon, I was a little off on, and also Dante Pettis. I still don't understand Pettis. He's got all the tools. I don't understand but Pettis has got a mental issue. But watch, you're on the right train. I'll be triumphant, as usual, as the 49ers are rolling along and Jimmy G is stacking up the stats. But yeah.
And Ronbo, give me like 15 seconds quickly. When it comes to the free agency, the money, Ben Roethlisberger is owed $41 million. The Steelers have been back paying that guy. I think that what they're going to do with Trent Williams and Kyle Juszczyk is they're going to back that money in 2022 and 2023. That's what I want to say about the free agency and the money.
That's what that meeting about when they went on vacation. All right, good stuff. All right, fam, we got to roll. You know how I get under fire when I'm late. So, John, see you tomorrow, okay? Good.
All right, Ronbo. Niners all day.
You guys are full of information tonight. I love it. Night, John. And there's Joel Aguilar, another guy that I'm going to be able to tell in a few months. I tried to tell you guys, be real, Ronbo. How much is Jimmy's agent paying you? See? I can always tell them to be right when I get a majority of people going against me. I love this stuff, man. Joel, thanks for the contribution. Hey, Morgan. I noticed somebody in the chat said, yeah, well, Ronbo don't let any anti-Jimmy G callers call him. I'm not.
Hey, Ronbo.
I'm not telling anybody they can't say anything bad. Morgan, have I ever?
Hey, Ronbo.
Hi, Morgan. Have I ever called? You ever called and I says, hey, don't say anything bad about Jimmy G? Have I ever acted like that? I've never had that attitude. I like to argue about Jimmy, but I don't shut people down or notice their numbers and we don't talk to them. Why do people think that, Morgan? I'm one of the nicest people I know.
I don't know. Jimmy's not perfect.
No.
But Jimmy's not bad either.
Yeah.
There's an elite quarterback. Jimmy's not elite, but Jimmy is. I think Jimmy's a second-tier quarterback where you're going to win a lot of games with him.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys I would rather not have than Jimmy. So.
Oh, and that's what we're talking about tonight. Those guys have already been let go from their teams, and we're trying to wonder: is there somebody that could come in and at least keep some kind of level of professionalism out on that field that we could continue?
For the price, I'm looking at not Fitzpatrick. I think Fitzpatrick is too expensive unless he wants to take a deal, but I don't think he will.
No, and plus,
but
John just pointed out they're probably going to keep him to train Tua in Miami.
Yeah, that makes sense. And same with. But maybe Alex, but I think Alex Smith is still going to but I think he's still going to get a pretty penny, Alex Smith. I don't think he's done.
I wonder, you think he's going to continue to play? Well, you know what? It's hard for guys like that to quit playing. You're probably right. He's probably going to play. I don't know where. Though.
And what's his contract right now? $26 million? I don't think he'll get that, but he's not going to get less than 15.
Wow. I never thought
I
about
think there's
Alex
teams that take out.
But you're probably right. It must be upwards of $10 million.
Yeah, I would love. I mean, I think you can go to the Patriots.
Whoa, Belichick would like Alex.
And then you can get a wide receiver at 15. You don't have to worry about quarterback. You get a guy like, I don't know who's going to fall, Waddle or Devontae. But
no,
we're not here to talk about the Patriots.
Yeah, but anyway, those guys are Waddle and Devontae. There's no way they fall to double digits. Maybe.
I think there's a receiver there for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing but the best for Alex. But I don't think we can get him.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are and
But-
you got Jacoby Brissette, guys like that. Trey.
I like Jacoby actually.
Do you?
If they let Jacoby go, yeah, he's got a rapport with Jimmy, and I mean they played in the same system, and they both played well in that system. Maybe it works out.
Yeah, that's going to be Jacoby Brissette.
Yeah,
Well,
because I don't.
Maybe because he's like jumps out as being affordable. So we'll see. Morgan, I think somebody just broke into Morgan's house, and they're doing battle over his computer. It's gotten rough out here these days. Could be some hyper junkie that needs money. Morgan.
Oh, my sound must have.
It sounded like there was
Sorry
a
about
scuffle. Sounds like there was a scuffle going on. But anyway, wherever you left off, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I really like Jacoby in this offense. I think Jacoby. I think there's a good fit there.
How well do you think Josh Rosen's going to do? I mean,
I don't. I think he's there because they want to see if there's anything. They'll see in training camp. They'll see in OTAs if they have him. If there's something there in Josh Rosen. If not, I think they can cut him before the year starts. I'm not saying I think they will. I'm saying they can see what they have. If they don't like it, I think he's one of. Because if you're saying they're drafting a guy and they're drafting a guy and they're going to get a veteran, they're not going to hold 4 quarterbacks on this roster.
No.
And they're not getting rid of the rookie.
Yeah. And
I think
actually,
Josh Rosen.
Johnson. Yeah, I mean, Josh Johnson's probably. But I tell you something though, Morgan.
They're camp guys. I think they're camp guys.
Yeah, but Josh Johnson serves a purpose. He helps the defense. We got good last year. Johnson may have been key. While he was out there running sprints all over the field, our guys were tracking people down and laying them down. And the secondary,
that's true.
It was getting good there as far as mobile quarterbacks. So I don't know. Johnson maybe they give him another title or keep him on the practice squad.
I don't see them holding more than 3 quarterbacks. And I mean, Rosen could turn into something, but he also could not.
Yeah, and that because he's already had 3-4 years. Everybody blames the coaching and everything.
Exactly.
Maybe that's true. Well, we're gonna go. Hey,
maybe, but you don't never know.
Yeah, I know.
There's one more on this Justin Fields thing. Everyone's talking about him being trained by Kyle Shanahan. I think they're over exaggerating a little bit. What it was there's a quarterbacks camp called the QB Collective that a bunch of high school quarterbacks went to, who were coached by a bunch of coaches. And Kyle Shanahan just happened to be one of the coaches. And Justin Fields just happened to be one of the quarterbacks. So I there might be something there, but I don't think it's this big thing that everyone thinks it is.
As personal as it's being made out to be. Okay.
It's not like a Mr. Miyagi kind of relationship, I'm sure.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah,
wax
I mean,
on.
that could, if they do pick him, that could be the narrative, but I don't think that's it.
Maybe. All right. Good stuff.
All right. Thanks,
for
Ronbo.
us. All right, fam. Talk to you later.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, man, this is like, I'm delighted you called in because this is the kind of thing where you can actually put some humor to it because everything that's getting thrown away or possibly getting thrown away, 49ers go pull it up out the trash, uncrumple it, and put it back in a red and gold uniform. Do you see anybody out there that you would look forward to 49ers maybe chatting him up and getting him on in here?
Not really, no. So far I've just been hearing with the whole trade with Jimmy, the Watson, what should they do with the restructuring, with what happened with D Ford. Like I said, I've just listened to different podcasts. And
nobody will talk about D Ford. If you hear anything, let me know. I was listening to this podcast the other day,
and they talked about D Ford. They say technically they can't really cut him because even if they do, it's going to be a whole bunch of dead money. So they said either they have to sign. He has to take a. It's weird because it was a long progress. I was listening to it. He said he has to take a physical. He has to pass it, and if he does, he can get cut and get a certain amount of money. Because I guess he's got this thing where he can't get cut because he's injured, and the Niners have to pay him anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So they said the best option. Yeah, it's in his contract. But they said for the best option for the Niners to cut him is to restructure his contract, pay him less money, and then get cut. It's just weird. Yeah. So I guess they said they were talking. It was like I said, this podcast. They said they were talking to him. So I guess they're kind of gonna work through that, like trying to talk him to restructure his contract, so it's easier for them to cut him. Because I guess he's somewhat agreeing to it because he's not playing. So he's just they highly doubt, or unless they take the long shot and just see if he gets better, then keep him. But it's just at this point, it's another topic like what they took with Brett. Do you really want to wait out another year and pay this guy, or just restructure his contract and then you cut him, and then it's not a bunch of dead money?
Brett, though. Wouldn't it be great though if it did? D's like, what is D now? Is he 31, 32?
I think so. I think he's 31, 32. I think he's at that age.
So he's probably not gonna heal up to the point of being as a.
No, that's what they were saying. It's kind of it was this weird thing where he has to kind of literally agree to this restructuring to the contract so they can so it's not as bad on the 49ers. And it's kind of like where you got to do us a solid because dude, we kept you on the roster and paid you. Now can you do us a favor? So it's however D Ford feels is what I was listening to. So okay. Yeah. And then the whole thing with Jimmy, they were talking about Jimmy too, about him restructuring his contract. It says I guess they said they were talking to Jimmy too, so it's kind of Jimmy should restructure his contract so they can get other players. They said as soon as he does that, I guess if he does agree to it, they said they can sign a whole bunch of people. So they're trying to see what
it'll free up $10 million. And you know Jimmy's going to do it in a heartbeat. Because Jimmy doesn't say a word when all these folks come out and start bashing. He never says a word. But getting in Juice's face, getting Mostert's face, getting Kittle's face, they pull out the fangs. Boy, them boys be taking up Jimmy's case. I'm mild compared to them. So, this is why Jimmy knows who he owes. He better give up the money. Let them, man, all them dudes got your back like that. Shoot.
Yeah, because that's what they were saying too. Because they were talking about other players. Like all these guys like Jimmy. They want Jimmy to be the quarterback. So they said if Jimmy is really the team player he says he is, he said, well, he should just work with them. But I guess they're waiting until free agency starts or about to start so they can start wheeling and dealing with everybody and trying to figure out who's going to stay, who's going, and so it was just most of those two things they were talking about Jimmy and D4. Yeah. So those were like the main concerns, so they can free up more money to figure out who's getting, so they can keep or trade other players or whatever's got going on. I think on the release.
And you notice nobody said anything about Weston Richburg. Weston's. That's like what is the problem? I don't have anything in my contract. If I get cut, it means nothing. I'm here to play.
Yeah, that was another thing they brought. They brought him up to listen to that. So that says he's mostly likely going to get cut. So it's a small chance if they keep him as play, a small chance coming. I guess Mac was one of the I guess Mac is one of the free agents they really want. If they do let go Richburg, they said Mac is
definitely option number one.
Opportunity. Option. Yeah, there you go. Option number one to get if they really do let him go. If he said he would come, he would come kind of cheap anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because he's a veteran and he's at the point where he wants to get his ring if he has a chance.
I tell you what, Alex Mack comes at center with his knowledge. The reason why Matty Ice was MVP that year had a lot to do with Mack. Jimmy and Mack would be music. That is the number one thing that needs to happen this offseason. Get Jimmy, Alex, Mack, and let's go. Because Mack can scale the defense real quick and tell you exactly what's up, get it back to Jimmy, and let's go. This is another thing. They've got to have more flexibility on that line of scrimmage. Alex Mack can provide that, and Kyle will trust him. And then, you talk about the critics.
No, that's what they were talking about. Yeah, they were high hopes on Mack because of it, because that's what they were comparing that to Matt Ryan and and Mac. They were like, okay, well, we restructured Jimmy, restructured D Ford, get rid of Ford, get more money. We can sign Mac and then work on Trent. I guess that was the deal. And then the other person was working on Brett. So they said within those two contracts, they can already sign about 3 or 4 players if they restructure those 3 contracts. I was like, okay, well, that works.
See, that works right quick.
Jimmy
Jimmy will go for that.
And
they're going to give him his money in the
Ford.
bonus anyway, Emilio. That's the thing. He ain't going to lose in money. Then we're going to go. Hey, let's see you tomorrow and see what develops. Monday's going to be a good day. I can feel it. We'll see.
Yeah. All right.
All right, fam. Good night, Emilio.
All right, later.
Yeah.
All right, you too. Good night.
It was often I used to be quiet back there. I just realized, oh my God. And now he hails from the East Coast. His house was right below the Statue of Liberty. He is now a Cali resident. Nana Mike. Forget about it.
What's going on, Ronbo? What's going on?
Nana Mike, man. We're sitting there shopping for somebody to back Jimmy up, but I know you. You're shopping to back, put Jimmy in the backup role. Am I right?
Come on, listen here. Let's forget
Mike,
about
like your microphone. I can't hear you. I want to hear all of this.
Okay, all right, listen, at the beginning of the friggin' show, all right, I was listening, old Philly boy called in, right? He was talking. The 2 of you is 2 peas in a pod, let me tell you.
We almost had to go get a room. Yeah.
Oh, my God, listen here, talking about it. Let's get real. Yeah, let's get real, Phil. All right, listen.
Hey,
are
easy
you
on my boy
talking
Phil
about
now.
what
Easy,
John
easy.
Lynch? Are you talking about what John Lynch said? The same John Lynch that said DeForest Buckner was going to be a 49er for a long time. That John Lynch? Is that who you just talking about? The comment that he made? You know, listen. What's the guy supposed to say? All right, when I believe that the 49ers believe that Jimmy G's their future quarterback is when they give him a friggin' contract extension. All right, until then, all right, he's as good as Dak Prescott. All right, that's all I gotta say as far as that.
They have something in common. They both got hurt.
They do. Well, hey. The Cowboys, for what it's worth, got quite a few more games out of Whack Dak than what we've gotten out of Jimmy G. All right, so let's be honest about that. And you know, when people say they want to talk about being real, all right, yeah, let's be real. All right, let's be real honest here. As far as for making a move, the only one worth making a move for is Deshaun Watson. And listen, Ronbo, I'm praying over here. All right, I'm praying that the friggin'
and you're not even a religious man, Mike. I knew it.
I am. Hey, listen. I'm a God loving and a God fearing man. All right, let's not get that twisted. But I'm gonna say this now. All right. At the end of the day, when it comes to Watson, I'm hoping and praying that the Texans mess this whole thing up, Ronbo, and they've
already messed it up.
I know, and I hope they take it past the draft because listen, all the teams that are actually legitimate direct competition to get him, they're going to have to make moves because they either don't have a quarterback at all, or they're going to spend their pretty little 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks, whatever the frig it is that the Dolphins and the Jets have and all that. All right, so they're going to spend all that capital after the draft. After that, listen. We're going to do what we got to do in the offseason. We're going to upgrade our offensive line. We're going to draft what we need to do to hopefully we address the secondary a little bit on the defense, all right? And if we do that, then I have no doubt in my mind that we'll be willing to give up future first-round picks because with the team we'll have and then flipping and inserting, Deshaun Watson at the quarterback position, you're talking about high first-round picks. All right, you're talking about top 29, 30, 31, or 32. One of those 4. Now, those will be the first round picks we'll be giving up. And there's no doubt in my mind that Johnny Boy and old Sandy over there wouldn't mind giving that up. No problem. All right, because that's the situation we're going to be in, Ronbo. Okay, So that's what I want to say. When people say get real, now the flip side of it is if it doesn't happen, it doesn't go down that way. All right, we're going to ride another year out with Jimmy G. So what? All right, at the end of the day, we're going to come back next season, and it's going to be the same thing, unless he takes us to and wins us the Super Bowl next year, all right, which I'm going to root for, all right? If he's our quarterback come September, Ronbo, I'm going to root for that, all right, because I'm a Niner for life, all right? So, look, I'm gonna be down with that regardless, and I'm gonna have to ride with that. But when old Phil said, "Oh, I'm gonna hold the people accountable," listen, if we can get it to the freaking bye week without Jimmy G showing up on the injury report, you can hold me accountable, all right? Because I don't know if we'll even be able to do that.
Schedule?
All
When
right?
is the bye week?
I don't even know. I'm guessing it doesn't really matter personally. It could be week 5, week 6. It wouldn't really matter if we can get it to that way, and we still have Jimmy G, and he's not hurt or he's not handicapped by anything. All right, and you guys ain't talking about, oh, well, he's got a freaking toe, or we look at his elbow was a little bruised up. Forget about it, Ronbo. I'm not gonna hear no excuses. I'm not going to hear no one say nothing, Phil. I might even click the unmute and come in on Phil and make sure we hold him accountable. All right along there with you if I have to. I won't do it rudely, Ronbo,
I know it.
but I'm going to do it because I'm all about it, all right?
Nightmares about you, Mike,
Hey, listen, I'm all about the action, Captain. All right, we can listen. Let me tell you, we gotta be honest about everything, Ronbo. And when you cheer for the same team, when you root for the same team, and you're part of the faithful, at the end of the day, look, we all want the same thing. Well, sometimes. Some people just want to win another friggin' Super Bowl. I want to get back to being a dynasty again. You know what I mean? I know. Now, listen, though, that's the thing, Ronbo. Do you want to win a Super Bowl or do you want to win Super Bowls? You know what I mean? Do you want to keep competing? Do you want to do what the Patriots were able to do for 20 years, what we did for 20 years through the 80s and the 90s, Ronbo? All right? If you want to do it like that, then you got to set yourself up at the key position. And everyone knows what position that is. And I don't care how you slice it, how you cut it, how you talk about it, how you bake it, how you make it, all right? At the end of the day, we need to get that position solidified if you want to win Super Bowls. Now, if you want to just try to, get in a crapshoot and throw a freaking team together year to year and see what comes out at the end of it, we could do that too. But it ends in misery more often than not, Ronbo. And you could look at all the other freaking franchises in the NFL and ask them. Ask all the degenerate loser franchises out there that couldn't figure out to get themselves a franchise quarterback. Ask them how it's worked out for them.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
One
and then come back and talk to Niner Mike about it.
I'm down to get your answer on this. Aaron Rodgers is considered a legend, a man that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mike, he's got one Super Bowl.
Definitely, he's got one Super Bowl, but here's the thing, and this is really, really specific, and I won't go too long, but this is specific when it comes to the Packers, Ronbo. He's playing for the only franchise that doesn't really have an owner, the only franchise that doesn't have a real true GM in a sense that could just full control do. The GM they did have, he was some old douchebag that didn't do anything for the whole, I don't know how long he was there for, all right? But at the end of the day, he plays for a team that's a little bit specific in that regard, and they have absolutely ignored certain things that they've needed to address, Ronbo, all based on the fact of just riding the back of Aaron Rodgers. Here's a perfect example, all right? Now I'm going to let you go. The
Mike,
same friggin' thing that the Seahawks have done, Ronbo. The same thing the Seahawks have done. You know what I'm talking about. We all know. We're sitting here. Every 49er fan is rubbing their hands together, hoping that the Seahawks screw this up, because we all know they ain't nothing without Russell Wilson. And they'll go right back into the abyss where they were before he came. All right? That's exactly where they'll go. So anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Ron, but we'll continue it on Monday Night Raw, all right?
All right, Mike. Looking for you there.
All right,
Thanks,
Ron. All right. Yeah.
All right. Night, Mike. Night, Mike. Always fun stuff. And that's why I try to get him more time, but production is really... Okay, anyway. Rakeem Jamani. I came not see you in a long time. Hey, how you doing, brother? I'm not big on off-season activities, but just wanted to pay my respects to brother. Hey, Rakeem, good to see you, fam. Yeah, off-season is like, it gets better more toward after free agency and the draft. It's hilarious and fun. So, yeah, keep an eye on it. It's going to be fun. Let us go to, and thanks, Rakeem, for that donation, fam. Alice.
Ronbo, can you give me 10?
Okay.
Just 10 minutes, champ.
Okay,
Please.
okay. Can do. All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, Jamal. Jamal. Hey, Lee.
Yo, what up, Ronbo?
Oh, Lee, I'm still sizzling. I just got slapped by Mike again.
Yeah, I had to tell you about the quarterbacks. Forgot about Watson.
I think Mike's really fun though, because the dude is like passionate about how he feels. But did you see? He said he's unlike a lot of the haters
but he's
though.
Passionate.
But he's like legit.
He's passionate.
Yeah, but the other thing is, haters like just hate Jimmy G. Period. Is what?
Yeah, but Mike is funny. I like him. He's one of my favorite callers.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Entertaining. But he's like a little kid, Ronbo. He's passionate. He wants a fairy tale ending. We ain't getting Watson, Ronbo. That ain't happening.
That's why I don't argue with those folks. I just let it happen. But, I just tell them, guys, Texas not going to let them go. But the thing I like about him, though, Mike is a lot of these haters got BS reasons for not liking Jimmy. Sort of just really just stupid, right? So I always laugh at that. But Mike comes in and says, okay, I don't like Jimmy, but I will ride with him, anywhere. A lot of these guys, it's bitter. It's personal. I mean, you look at what they're saying. It has nothing to do with fact.
Mike's a smart guy. At least he will give you reasons why, some people, like you said, they'll just say, they wouldn't even say they don't like Jimmy. They just won't admit it, and they'll just keep looking for reasons, Ronbo, but that aren't really valid. Whereas, Mike will break down, things that he doesn't like about Jimmy and why he wants a quarterback that can do these sort of things that Jimmy can't.
And his concern's legit. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, we don't, what people don't understand is Jimmy, we're just sort of seeing, a lot of people don't agree. I think he's just scratching on the surface of what his talents are. I think with a little seasoning, because contrary to what popular belief is, Jimmy G's only played two seasons as a starter. I want to see more. That's why I think it's not about that he can't give you multiple Super Bowls, because once that guy starts winning and figures everything out he needs to figure out, look out. You could see, and his teammates can see it too. He's got the it factor. He just needs a little work. So I'm looking forward to it. But he has to stay up. And if that's going to be an issue, he's got a problem, though. He can't get hurt all the time. So we'll see. Even if it's bad luck.
I think that's the biggest. Yeah. That's the biggest thing for him, I think, has been injuries. And he hasn't really progressed because he keeps getting injured all the time. And I can see why people, don't want him because of injuries, because you can't spend that much time off the field if you're being paid top dollars, and I get that point.
And you can't learn.
But I just felt like we were never moving on from him this season. I didn't see there was a valid way we could go and get a quarterback, for the right price without giving up our future for Watson. Obviously, he's an upgrade, but what it might cost, that's even if the Texans let him go. Ronbo, it's pretty crazy what you're gonna have to pay to get someone like that.
Texans are scared to death, but they're not letting Watson go. I think because they want to make sure the fan base knows they tried. Well, we tried. We didn't balk when he said he wouldn't play. We just sat there and watched. He lost over $20 million this year, whatever the price is, or $10 million this year. If Watson does that next year, he'd be worse than Le'Veon Bell. He'll never do that more than one season. Meanwhile, the Texans got a chance to scramble and go get some players in there and say, listen, if you come back in, we got a feeling Deshaun will too. You're going to sign you, and you talk to him, I can see it now. So, Anyway.
I just did a quick mock draft, Ronbo, while I was waiting on a call. So I just did a quick mock. I'll just quickly tell you, I did, because three players I really like is Waddle, not biggest need, Micah Parsons, the linebacker / defensive end from Penn State. And I also like Patrick Surtain, the cornerback from Alabama.
Yeah.
And I like these guys too because there's a chance they could fall. I just did a mock just then, Ronbo, on Draft Network, which is the more realistic of the draft sites out there. And they went 10, 11, and 12. They're like, you know what I mean? So, they were right there at our picks. I think Waddle went just in front of us to the Giants. Surtain went just before him to the Cowboys. And then I took Micah Parsons because he was the best player on the board. I felt, other guys that everyone wants, like the Pitts, Slaters, they were all gone. Penny Sewell, the quarterbacks, they were all going too.
Well, yeah, he goes early, probably top 3.
Yeah, the only quarterback left was Mack from Alabama, and I don't want to pick him at 12.
Be careful. You know what, though? The 49ers are going to stick to their thing about the trenches with their first-round pick. I think that's going to be their style forever, even when we're sitting there.
Yeah,
Kyle, we don't need this guy. Trenches is going to be
and that's the thing, like, what we want, it very rarely happens. I think the only time I was happy with our first-round pick in this, since Kyle and John took over, was the year that we drafted Nick Bosa, Ronbo. That year I wanted Nick Bosa, and if somehow someone traded up and took him, then I wanted us to trade back and get Devin White. And you just seen what he was capable of, and I think he had like nearly 10 sacks for an inside linebacker, Ronbo. He had like 9.5 in the first regular season.
Yeah, he's
and we know how good Bosa is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I wouldn't pass with a guy like Michael Parsons.
Remember the conversation about 49ers are going to go ahead and trade up with the Cardinals. And then it was going to be some kind of exchange where the 49ers are going to hold Kyler Murray hostage. Or it's funny, the 49ers, I was having this argument with Big Show. 49ers are going to hold somebody hostage and make somebody trade up. They wanted Bosa, they said so right from the beginning.
And they got him. And what I was worried that year, Ronbo, I was worried about a team like Oakland, who drafted a defensive end that year too. Remember, at 4 behind us, I was worried about them trading up with the Cardinals and getting Bosa.
And they got the worst guy.
And then us having to, because if that happened, Ronbo, who would we have taken? We would have went defensive end, right? We would have probably taken the next best edge, and that guy was nowhere near Bosa. Cleveland Farrell from Oakland. And the thing was, he wasn't even second best. It was probably Josh Allen, who a lot of other people wanted. And and like they were crazy. They probably picked like the 5th, 6th best defensive end they were in the top 5 picks. And that's what happens.
We got to cut it off.
I worry about going need early, Ronbo, in the draft, because you can easily
I know.
Go need.
We talked about that the other day. Lee, we got to go though. Let's see the ball. Let's continue. All right.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Robert.
All right, man.
Shout out to the 95. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. And Jack, as he says, is back. Jack, I noticed you got some kind of giveaway going on.
Tonight, first time ever, as a long-time original caller for Ronbo, we are doing something that's never been done before for you, the people that have supported Ronbo and myself and Trez throughout this whole pandemic and from the beginning of the show. We are giving away cash money today, which I'm going to be donating to Ronbo, who will forward it to you as long as you guys get the questions right. How are you doing tonight, Ronbo?
Jack, I can't imagine feeling any better. I'm loving this the entire week, especially after hearing about the things we've heard about today. But go ahead, Jack. We need to talk about making the money go through me, because it loses. It's not the same money. So we're going to have to find another way to PayPal it or something. But go ahead.
We'll figure that out. But really quick, touching on this quarterback issue, I like, Jimmy G to get angry and quit acting like he just hit puberty all the damn time and just get pissed off at motherfuckers.
Yes.
If you saw pissed off Jimmy G, I'd get excited. I'd say, you know what? Maybe we don't need another quarterback. This guy needs to get pissed the fuck off. Quit talking about me. I took you guys to the damn Super Bowl. I was one play away from closing the Super Bowl, and just get angry, Jimmy G, if you're listening, or Jimmy G advisors. And if we do get somebody on a short free agency, buddy, let's get Gardner Minshew. Look what he did in 1-2 years with nobody on his damn squad. Imagine him with Kyle Shanahan, with a George Kittle, with a Debo, with a IU, and hopefully Jalen Waddle if we draft him, a Mostert. I mean, that kid's on fire right now. You know what I'm saying?
Minshew, is he available, Jack? I didn't even know he was. He's with the Jags, right? But the Jags getting ready to get their guy in the first round draft.
They're getting their guy. They're getting their guy. So I mean, this guy could come cheap on a trade or something like that. You can convince Shah. You know what I'm saying? Shah is Pakistani, and that boy is about his money. The first minority owner, which there should be more. But he's all about his money, and he knows he got Trevor Lawrence in the building coming soon. So he's open for trade.
The coach was the only guy at Trevor's pro day. no other coaches or anybody, GMs were out there because they know where Trevor Lawrence is going to play. That's hilarious.
Okay.
I've never seen that
Looks
before.
like it's about that time. Looks like it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with Ronbo, the greatest 49er host and radio show of all time.
Oh, well,
we got the first question, and the first person on the chats, we shout out to everybody from J-Tan to Ray R, Project, Iron Sharp, Macchiano, Sean Bullard, and everybody, Shay Lewis, Deaderhead, sorry if I forgot you. Everybody in the chat, you got your chance to win some cash right now. Like the here it goes. The first question, drum roll, please, Ronbo.
Ding.
After calling Jamal Adams, there was a man who said that I found a better strong safety the following year. And that was Derwin James. Who was this man, chatters? First question, $5 winner.
The chat.
Keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please, Ronbo. The second question for $10.
Bing.
If you like Henry Ruggs and how great you guys were last year, high on this guy, and said, oh, this guy would be great in Kyle Shanahan's system. Who is a player that Jack is going crazy about this year and saying, and also Jack was the first to find Brandon Ayuk and Laviska Shenault last year. Who is the player that Jack is saying to draft this year at the wide receiver position that Jack feels is the best wide receiver in this year's draft and last year's draft? First one to answer at the chat gets $10. And finally, go ahead, Ronbo.
I guess I shouldn't be eligible to play this, but go ahead. I already know.
Okay, all right. And finally, who is the greatest draft caller on Ronbo Sports history? The first person to answer this question gets $20 right now. We're going to add that.
Jack.
The money's coming in. You got it, baby. It's Jack, and I'm back. Sometimes I'm stuttering. I don't know if I'm getting Alzheimer's disease or something, but it's like 5:30 in the morning out here, so I got to keep it quiet, okay? Money's coming in right now. Has anybody answered the question, Ronbo?
Well, Hank Moody says Big Show, and you're getting a lot of
Trent
LMAOs.
Payne. I see a Trent Payne. Trent Payne, you just won some money.
Jack,
who else won some money?
Jack.
Tommy McDaniel has just won some money. I'm gonna donate it to Ronbo right now. So we donate
Jack,
it.
don't do that. Jack, listen. Jack, we need you need to make a connection with these guys because if I get it, then it only gets processed out and loses value. So why don't we set up something else? In fact, if you're going to do this, we need to set up some kind of a thing where you can pay these people without it all being safe. How about that?
Okay. And shout out to my boy J-Tan and Coco's Muth. You won some money. Trent Payne, you won some money. Thank you for supporting my boy Ronbo for all these years. You know me, I'm a triple OG with Trez. We've been doing this from day one. We love all y'all. Keep supporting, and we're gonna bring a whole lot of money. Even though Bitcoin has lost me some money this last week, we're gonna get that shit back too. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Love y'all. Got to go. It's 5:35 in the morning out here, and. We're gonna bring that cash. And finally, Ray Jr. won some money too. Okay, so me and Ronbo are gonna figure this out, and we're gonna get you guys paid.
All right, Jack. Production's giving me a hard time as they always do. Let's see you tomorrow. All right, Jack. Good stuff.
Adios.
Highly entertaining. Jack was the answer to most of those questions. He likes Waddle out in Alabama. I knew that. There was something else he asked. It was hilarious, but they all funneled back to Jack. You have to like Jack's confidence, though. He's got Ellis. And Big Show actually named him. Big Show named himself Ellis.
Ronbo.
Ellis, come on in, man. You're coming in after Big Mike. I mean, not Mike, but forget about it, Mike. And then Jack just came in here and got people laying on the floor laughing. I've never seen anybody stroke himself like Jack just pronounced himself the greatest of all time when it comes to the draft and everything else. But go ahead.
Jack, you owe me $20, my man. I'm an EMA Beach in the chat. You owe me $20. Go ahead and send that to Brother Ronbo expeditiously. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, God. Anyway, Ellis, let's move on now to your thoughts on a backup QB. And, because we've had bad experiences with backup QBs for 3 years now. In fact, a lot of people tell you we've had bad experiences with quarterbacks, period. But, Ellis, if you were going to bring somebody in and stake your reputation on it as a scout and a man who knows what he's doing, who would it be? And you can pick from the veterans, or you can give me a draft choice just for conversation's sake. Ellis? Did we lose a connection?
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to buzz myself in the gate here where I'm at.
Are you moving toward the, okay.
I'm into the house. I just arrived to the house. No, but you know what, fam? As far as QBs, I mean, it sounded like we've been talking about backups. Man, give me Fitz magic, man. Give me Fitz magic on the backup, okay?
Yeah.
I would pay him, what, 3.5 to 5 or something to because he's probably going to end up playing. I mean, if Jimmy comes in, I mean, I'm not hoping that he gets hurt, but if he gets hurt,
in case
we got a really good shot in having Fitzpatrick come in because he can kind of, pick up where Jimmy left off as far as rhythm is concerned. Because it seems like he's like he's really smart. You know what I mean? He's a really smart veteran quarterback, man. I don't Jacoby Brissette I wouldn't do, and I would definitely not do.
Andy Dalton.
Who's that other guy you had? Andy Dalton's not bad. I would take Dalton over Brissette. Brissett's not really that bad either, but I'm just saying. But it looked like you had somebody else up there. Did you have that guy from Chicago Bears up there? What's his name again?
Mitchell.
That rookie?
You got Mitchell T. Yeah.
Yeah, Trubisky. I don't want Trubisky. Get out of here. I'm glad we didn't draft him. Who did we draft instead of Trubisky? Was that Nicky?
You got Solomon Thomas.
Oh, we got Solomon. Shit. Okay. Well, we could have did better overall instead of that was the year before. What am I talking about?
It was 2017. And John and Kyle. That was their first draft, and they learned. They've gotten a lot better since then.
Yeah. Trubisky actually looked like he was doing okay, but I just feel like he was too dicey that first little. But he might be good. I don't know. But as far as the draft, fam, no Tyrod. Shout out to Tyrod. My brothers. I'll get him a check. Somebody feed that man, but we're not over here, my G. We need somebody that's coming in that's ready to get down. And I feel like Fitzpatrick would probably adjust to the offense a lot more easier. And that we could benefit from having him, on there.
And he's a teacher too. He's good with rookies. And Marcus Mariota. What do you think about Mariota? Because him and Jameis Winston. I mean, it's amazing how these number 1 and 2 and 3 quarterbacks ain't none of them in the league anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, isn't it? I mean, I honestly like Marcus Mariota when he was coming out of Oregon. I thought he was that nice.
Electric,
you know what I
wasn't he?
mean? So he was something special. So it was kind of hard to see him fall down like that. But I would take between him and Winston. That's a really tough one. Jameis Winston's not really terrible. He's kind of just got that turnover bug, kind of like where he just gets out of. But he can throw the damn ball far. I'll tell you that. He can launch that ball.
Jameis is.
He's got some.
And he got some glasses. Maybe he couldn't see, Ellis. I don't know. He's a weird case. Although Peyton didn't ask him to do too much when he was playing last year. I don't know what's going on with him. But Mariota is getting $10 million as a backup. That's got to be the highest paid
Raiders
backup
right
in
now?
the NFL. Yeah. So if they entertain anything, they're going to
get your
entertain a
money.
trade.
Man, get your money. They're probably going to try to cut him then because that's a little too much money. They'll probably try to put. Don't they still got Peterman over there?
I forgot all about him. I wonder.
Was Peterman there?
Was Nathan? Was he with the Raiders? I think you're right. Somebody got cut, and where was Nathan before he got to Oakland? Because I remember Gruden liked him, and Nathan Peterman came in and was just awful. Well, hey, I tell you something else.
probably.
You know what we need to. Here's the thing. Let me ask you this real quick, because the thing is, there's going to be one of these quarterbacks. Nathan Peterman was kind of rated as somebody who probably would succeed in the NFL. He failed miserably. Who amongst the Golden Boys this year do you see possibly filling that blank this year?
For them?
No, the 2021 draft. You know how every year everybody gets excited about all the Golden Boys in the draft. Every single year. People think they're going to come in and own the NFL, and inevitably, at least 3 of them fail worse levels of bad. But can you see Trevor Lawrence as being one of the biggest dust biters?
No, I think Trevor Lawrence. It depends on where he goes. So let's,
He's going to Jacksonville.
Okay, well then, if Jacksonville doesn't get an offensive line, then Trevor Lawrence is going to get his neck stepped on, all on like Gardner Minshew does sometimes. Which he's not actually a bad quarterback either. So I don't know, but I think Trevor Lawrence has got some upside. I know that Trey Lance is going to go off. So we can say all we want, but he's going to get picked up somewhere, and that boy's going to go off and do some things. I really feel like Trey Lance is kind of that whole North Dakota State, man. Their team, they got the offensive lineman on there. They just got their 39-game win streak broken yesterday, though. That was a little disappointing for them, I'm sure. But they're spoiled. I mean, they're on a 40-game win streak. So,
else we're gonna go. I'm gonna see you tomorrow on Raw. We will not fail tomorrow. We will be here, looking for you. All right.
I don't know about Justin Fields. I heard that Mac Jones, though, they said Mac Jones is got some Tom Brady upside, but he has to have a line. So let's just make sure that Kyle, if you're thinking about Mac Jones, you better have a line for him and Jimmy and everybody else. Anyway, peace and love. Shout out to you, brother Ronbo.
Hey.
Thank you for the platform as always, man. Shout out to the chat, the Niners faithful. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Run up those subscribers, y'all. We almost at 26K.
Yes. Thanks, Ellis. Oh, man, yes. I love that stuff. Thanks, fam. Talk to you tomorrow. And Jack just gave us 20 pounds. And the answer is Jalen Waddle, the best receiver in last year's draft. Ronbo Sports for Life. I knew it was Waddle. Jack, you've been talking about Waddle. I hope we get Waddle. From what people are saying about him, this is exactly what I'm talking about. To make Kyle Shanahan's offense completely jiggy, I need that one frighteningly quick receiver. So all he has to do all day is scare the bejesus out of the defense, and there'll be occasions when the weak-kneed, no-arm Jimmy will let it fly. Unlike the Super Bowl, from what you're talking about, sounds like this kid will go catch it. Area code is 614 Ohio. Hello.
Hello, Ronbo. How are you?
Hey, you doing all right? Who is this?
This is Tony. My name is Tony Wright.
Hi, Tony.
I've been watching your show for about 3 years.
Oh, thanks, Tony. And you decided to call in tonight and add to the confusion about who we're going to get for a backup quarterback. Go ahead.
Actually, I've been trying to call for a while, but I just could never get through. I'll type up some messages. I'm actually an Atlanta Falcons fan, but I love the way you do things.
Well,
and
thanks.
I love your fan base, and they've been cool with me. They're very first class all the way.
Well, a lot of them. We got some people that are a little questionable and mean, but most of the part, 49 fans are pretty cool people.
But the reason for my call, man, I wish we would re-sign Alex Mack, but you guys are getting, you're getting a future Hall of Famer at center. It's just that we can't afford to pay him.
Dude is bad. Oh, he is good. I mean, that guy can. Alex Mack is why you got that MVP year from Matty Ice. But probably everybody in Atlanta knows that, huh?
Yeah, but in 2018, Matty Ice had 38 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. But the fact we were 7-9, nobody remembers that.
Yeah, that's too bad because that was strange, 2018. Because you guys had all that personnel coming off the Super Bowl, too.
Yeah, but I wanted to tell you to keep your head up because the people here in Atlanta, man, well, I'm not in Atlanta. I'm in Ohio, but I'm a Falcons fan. Man, they've been hating Matt Ryan for years. They want the second coming of Michael Vick. Michael Vick ain't never won nothing.
I know.
You guys are going through that with Jimmy G. Keep your head up, though.
Ooh, Jimmy, how bad is the hate for Matt Ryan? Jimmy G, I think some of these people would run, if he was in a crosswalk, they'd run over and hit him with the car. They hate, we didn't have nobody before Jimmy G came. We were losing, and it was expected to be that we'd lose every week. He rides into town, we don't lose another game. Next year he gets hurt, and people let that go. And the next year we go to the Super Bowl. He got hurt last year, as you know, and now the hate is raging. And it didn't help none to not make that connection with Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl. Had he made that catch, I guess it would have been different. But, that's based on that.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, good God.
Yeah, but isn't Jimmy G 27-8 in his career with San Francisco? Something like that?
Yeah. He wins way more than he loses.
I say keep Jimmy G, man. Jimmy G is your guy. Just like Matty Ice is our guy. We got about a 2 to 3 year window left with this new regime coming in. Arthur Smith, I like Arthur Smith. Dean Pease is going to be our defensive coordinator. He was the Ravens defensive coordinator in 2012 when they won the Super Bowl, and he was the Patriots defensive coordinator when they won it in 2018, I think.
Yeah, I forget which year the Patriots, because they lost to the Eagles. I forgot which year. Was it 3 years? Yeah.
They lost to the Eagles the year after they should have lost to us.
I was so rooting for you that year. I just knew they had it made. But again, a fourth quarter lapse, and you probably did the right thing by getting a defensive coordinator or whatever you got in there. The defense, just like our game, the defense, they had a lead. Hold on to it. Whatever you got to do, just do whatever you got to do, but don't let them score with a few minutes to go.
And Julio's great catch. They ran it on first down, lost 2 yards. New England calls timeout. 4:38 left. Why are you in the shotgun on second and third down? Run the rock, kick the field goal. Game over.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, run the rock. Just like you guys could have ran the rock. Finish them off.
Kill the clock. Or let Debo continue to destroy the Chiefs. They could do nothing with him that day. But for some reason, Kyle, even if you wanted to throw the ball, just swing routes to Debo. They can't keep up with him on his routes. And after he gets the ball, they couldn't do anything with him. But no.
But y'all's defensive line, you see how Washington copycat off you guys?
Yep.
Now they got all number 1 picks.
Yep.
Defensive line. And they're having success with it. We got to play you guys out there, and we got to play Washington and Atlanta, those defensive lines. You build with your defensive line, man, and your offensive line.
That's going to be the bottom line. That's how you're going to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll see my name pop up on your screen sometime. I think I pissed off Vic Show a couple times when he wrote something back.
If you're pissing off Big Show, you're already one of my guys, Tony.
Yeah,
I love making...
The first or second time I ever seen you, Ronbo, you remember the draft?
Yeah.
The year that y'all drafted Nick Bosa?
Yeah, 20.
The night of the draft, that should have went viral. I cracked up. Y'all drafted Big Show. You started singing. And then you called out Big Show with somebody else?
I got Big Show because Big Show was arguing all the way up till draft night, the last hour before we picked up Bosa. I said, this is the only logical pick. Kyler Murray is definitely going to the Cardinals, and Nick's next. I guarantee you the 49ers better take Nick. And, that bothered Show. Show supports him now. Everybody does.
Well, the Falcons have better trade that fourth pick. That is the golden ticket. I say that from the movie Draft Day. We need to trade that pick, get us a first, switch picks, get us a first round pick for next year, a second and a third this year, so we can beef up this defense. And then we have 2 first rounders next year. Then we take our quarterback next year, not this year.
There you go. All right. Good luck with that, Tony.
Fans, they want a quarterback.
And that's fans. They can be very narrow-minded. But that's you know what. But good luck with that, Tony. I'll see you when you get. Well, like you say, when you get back. All right.
Yes, sir. I'll try to call tomorrow, but I might not get through. But I'll try. I'm just
looking for you. You're welcome in here anytime. That's great.
Keep up the good work, man. You do a great job.
Thanks, Tony. You have a great night.
All right, you too, sir.
Thank you. And we're going to go back and check in on Jamel. Hey, Jamel! Jamel has a lot of people have gotten smart and don't leave the mic open for me to laugh at you. Snoring. Oh, Rod. Oh, God, that was so good. Oh, here he comes. Fly guy, fly guy.
What's good, Ronbo?
Fly guy, I'm glad you got it tonight. This is just your kind of subject. I know how you feel about these kind of things. I can't wait to hear what you got to say. Fly guy, we're looking for somebody to back up Jimmy or come in and take his job. Fly guy, you hear the names we mentioned earlier? I mean, did anybody appeal to you?
I mean, I've seen some of the stuff online, like the shopping for a backup, but why did we sign Rosen for? For what? Just to look?
Yeah, good point. Maybe some competition. Rosen are going to take a look at him, and of course the media is saying that's not enough.
So you mean to tell me all the years that we invest in CJ and Nick, we didn't really see him as a starting quarterback?
Yeah.
So where we going with the quarterbacks? We blind.
I don't know.
Why is we looking for a backup quarterback when we had backup quarterback that we didn't see as a future starting quarterback? That's not how it goes.
And you took 3-4 years to train him, and they just go kick him to the curb. Yeah.
It don't go like that, Rumbo. Like, come on. Kyle Shanahan is have the worst losing record from a 49er coach in the 4 years of playing the game. His winning percentage for the 4 years is 400%. Harbaugh had a higher percentage at 700%, and they let Harbaugh go. We had a better team with Harbaugh. Every year was going to the playoffs, and now we just building for 1 year team, like just to go revenge tour. Revenge tour been over it. Ain't no more revenge tour. Our opponent met us halfway and we didn't even show up. The revenge tour is over, so now we got to build a team that's gonna win forever, like win every year to the playoff. Just like Nana Mike said. What we building? We need to build forever, like not just 1 year,
not just one championship, but multiple times. We
want to win Super Bowls.
Patriots.
Super Bowls. Yeah. So we got to start with the quarterback, then we build around the quarterback. So if Jimmy G not our guy that we're gonna build around, what we doing? Just trying to go 1 year, that don't make no sense. Explain it to me, Ronbo, because I don't understand. Since you like Jimmy G.
It's like now that what's happened is Jimmy G, CJ and Nick need to be mad at him because when he went down, the rest of the team got injured as well. So there they were. They got to go out there with the second string and third string and guys off the practice squad and try to make it work. So, yeah, it is kind of a damn – they just can't – it's hard, really, especially like last year.
You said earlier we had a losing record before Jimmy G came to the 49ers, the last five games, and then he came and turned the whole team around, it was not true. He only threw 7 touchdowns. 7 touchdowns, Ronbo.
Well, yeah.
1,500 yards for 5 games. 7 touchdowns.
Is that? He had 15 yards in 5 games?
It can be just a coincidence that the team was winning at the end of the season.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't just Jimmy G.
This might have been a coincidence.
I mean, he was part of it, but he wasn't the reason why we was winning, like perfectly, like winning.
But
he was part of it.
You got to admit that's a lot of wins in a row. We haven't done that well. Well, yeah, we did it in 2019. I mean, we haven't won 5 games
was going
in
to
a
the
row.
playoff. Till they caught Harbaugh was going to the playoff every year.
No, I mean, but before Harbaugh, that's a different story. But Jimmy
then
Thompson,
they let Harbaugh go. They bring in Kyle Shanahan, and we had a losing record since then.
Oh yeah.
Then Jimmy G came. Then we started winning a few games. That's why Kyle is so in love with Jimmy G, because he feel like that's the only person that won for him.
Well,
that's why he in love with Jimmy G.
Well, it's like anything else. If you prove that you're a winner, you'll get love. If you're losing, yeah, you'll not get no love.
Yeah, but what do you want to do? Go for one season or go for we build a team that's gonna win, just like back in the days when we had Montana and Rice or Steve Young Rice. We was winning. We was going to the playoffs every year. Not this year. We made it to the playoffs. Next year we got to be on the sideline watching all the team playing the playoffs. I don't want to.
You know what you got to do though. The teams that win all the time, usually they got a team of a few guys that have been together for a while. We are just now building a group that you could keep together. I think that's the kind of thing you got to let that team mature, gel, and pretty soon practice. Kyle can sit down and talk to somebody on the phone. They'll run practice by themselves. It just takes a minute to build a championship team and sustain it. And after you got that core built and they know what they're doing, then you can plug pieces in and out.
I don't have confidence in this team, bro. To tell you the truth.
It's early.
I would not bet any money on them right now. Like, I would not bet any money. Like,
no, but you should.
I'm telling you, I would not bet any money. Like, with Steve Young, Joe Montana, I was betting whatever. Like, you want to bet 100, 200?
But Fly Guy, you wouldn't have the first year or the second year, maybe the second year, but not the first year, right?
I wouldn't bet any money on Jimmy G.
Anyway. Like I still.
But let me ask you one question. Like
we gotta go though. Can you hold it tomorrow night? Because one thing you're legendary. I was laughing about that after we got off the phone the other day. He says Jimmy G cost $27 million, and you want to pay somebody to protect him another $20 million. Like, you know what? Yeah, I will never forget you for that.
That don't make no sense, man. Like, common sense.
Like, hey,
we lost, man.
Well, let's see you tomorrow, okay?
All right.
Night, Fly Guy.
Yeah.
Thought about that too. That's $47 million. The dude be making sense. Hey, BM.
Ron Beasley, talk to me.
BM. Good to hear from you, fam. Shucks, ain't seen you in a while.
Man, been out there just working, man. How's it been going?
Wait, you got to do it. I got to give you the big win. I know where you been. You been out in your big truck trying to make them big bucks. Big Win hates when I pass along and stuff.
Oh, man, it's all good, man.
But hey, BM, tonight, man, we're looking for a backup in case Jimmy cannot maintain the full schedule. And the names that are out there, I tell you what, it's like you go into a restaurant and you're hungry for a steak, and you go to a restaurant, they're serving sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, I look at these names, I say, well, why would I pay him? Jacoby Brissette, he's okay, but I don't know why I put him in a red and gold uniform. And then I go down and you see Tyrod Taylor. I like Tyrod, but I don't want to spend any money. Andy Dalton, no.
I don't want dog.
And Mitchell
Dog
Trubisky.
got a red head, man. He ain't gonna play too well.
And then you got Mitchell Trubisky. That's a hell no, because Mitchell Gostickies get paid too much money.
I don't want your busket neither.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. But Ryan Fitzpatrick's probably going to stay in Miami so he can continue.
If anybody, we should go after Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I like him too.
Ronbo, listen, man. You can say what you want to say. A lot of these guys, I've been sitting here listening to these guys. They can Jimmy G this and Jimmy G that.
Oh.
Just look at it like this, Ronbo. Imagine this, hypothetically speaking. Imagine the Seahawks say, you know what? We're going to deal Russell Wilson. And then they end up trading Russell Wilson to the Falcons. And here goes the 49ers.
New Orleans wants him too.
The
mayor actually.
I know we just throwing something out there right now though. We just throwing something out. This just all hypothetically speaking. And here go the Niners still talking about we're gonna deal Jimmy G. What if you go to Seattle?
God.
You see a lot of people doing a lot of talking, but I mean, there's a lot of things that's on the table right now. So I don't want to deal this man or get rid of this man too soon. Because I don't care what nobody say, whether he threw the ball, whether he laid on the ball, whether he farted the ball to the receiver. The ball at the start of the play, he pointed somebody out, told somebody to block somebody. He called height. Whether he handed it off or threw a pass, he delivered. He has won more games than he has lost.
Way more.
Now,
way more. Not just close.
Now, I want you to pay attention to how mixed and screwed some people can be. The last guy that was just on here, real quick, Ronbo, the last guy, I don't know if it's the last guy or the guy before last, he was talking about Harbaugh. Right?
Yeah.
Harbaugh came in on a season when the whole league didn't have a mini camp. So we looked up and got to the playoffs. We went with 13-3, right? The next year we went 12-4.
11-4? Yeah, 11-4. Yeah.
The next year we went 10-6.
Steady decline. And then finally 8-8.
So why this guy talking about, you know what I'm saying? And then when he came to the 49ers, he had a built team already. So, he had a stacked defense. He had an offense that you just needed coaching. But the point of it is, he started off good, but he declined every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with everybody when they talk about Jimmy G. He needs to stay on the field. He making too much money to be off the field.
True.
But if he was on the field, I think it'd be a lot of less chatter, because as bad as we was this year with the injuries and everything, I believe if our commander-in-chief was on the field, we would have won a lot more games.
Yeah, that's a
some
good
of those
point,
teams we would have beat out.
And would have backed into the playoffs as a wild card. I thought about that during the last few weeks when they said the 49ers are still in it. I said, why? They don't need to still be in it.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
Yeah.
How are we still in it in week 12?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's
We're in it with Nick the fish
Mullins.
guy, Mullet. He like a mullet fit. Mullet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You go fishing with Nick. You know what I'm saying? But hey, real quick, we don't need Justin Fields.
Georgia. If Georgia, people looking at Justin Fields because he's a scrambling quarterback, he's this, he's that. Hey, listen, Ronbo. He played at Georgia before he went. I'm in the SEC. That's what I know about a lot of these guys. He was at Georgia the same year that Alabama with Tua Tagovailoa beat Georgia. Now, interesting fact, if Justin Fields was as hot as folks want him to be, Nick Fromm or whatever that guy name is decided he was going to come back the next year. You know what I'm saying? But Justin Fields is supposed to be the man, so he ended up having to transfer. Think about that. That boy Mac Jones, he pretty good. Wide receiver, I go for either Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy. No, I take Devontae.
Nah, because he was the man.
Devontae over Jalen.
No, there you go. Jack is mad as hell, B-Ham. You just said that. Yeah, we got to go,
hey,
fam.
But listen here. Listen. No offense to Jack, and I like Jack. But Jack, well, you want to know anything about a player from Alabama, you come holler at your boy B-Ham. I live here. I watch them. I go to the games. Hey, I know about these guys here. You know what I'm saying? And if you want the best wide receiver, Devontae, I tell you what, hands down.
Okay.
Jalen Waddle, even though he didn't get hurt, he still won the Heisman. Good night, Ronbo. I promise you that. I promise you that now. I know that.
I ain't gonna argue. Jack will. I believe you. All right, Phil. I see you tomorrow.
All right,
Hopefully
man.
I see you tomorrow.
With you.
Looking for you.
Okay.
All right, BM. Night, Phil.
See
See, you know one thing we haven't had? Jack is sort of mellowed out recently. But then again, nobody calls him out anymore. That's what it used to be the problem. But Jack has been very cool and calm of late. Except tonight he pulled his own coat as hard as he could. So, hey, Thomas Thornton, thank you, Thomas. Dollar Bill Will Trillis in the building. R.E.P. Mac Dre. Thomas, I'm not sure about the meaning of this one. Dollar Bill Will Trillis in the building. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. Mac Dre. Somebody help me with that. Thanks for that contribution, though, Thomas. Ed Shay, come on in, Shay.
Yo, Ronbo, what's up?
Shay, man. Look at these options, man. The options. You know, a lot of things like this going to happen between now and free agency period, right? So now the latest is, is there any quarterback out there does anybody want that, you know, beyond Josh Rosen and Johnson to be the backup?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're gonna run with Joe Johnson and honestly Josh Rosen as Jimmy's backups. I mean, people are, you know, saying like Fitzmagic and all these other guys, but they're going to be too expensive. Fitzmagic made last year $8 million alone. We don't even have that type of cap to give
what he got
a
paid?
backup.
Yeah,
he got paid $8 million. Come on, man. These backup QBs are going to make money. They're backups for a reason at the most coveted spot in the NFL, which is QB. They're going to make at least some type of change as a backup. So, and I mean, to be honest, I mean, I think Nick Mullins and Beathard, I mean, they're feasible backups. Like people, yes, I don't think they're the best, and they shouldn't be. They should not be better. A backup is only serviceable for 2 to 3 games. The backup should not be better than the QB that you're playing, because then that means it's like, well, why are we paying this man so much money? Unless the backup is a high coveted draft pick that you ended up, you know, and you have a bridge QB. But Jimmy Garoppolo is not getting paid bridge money. He's getting paid franchise type money. He's getting paid $27 million. So Mullins and CJ Beathard not being better than him is what it's supposed to be. They're feasible backups. Now a backup's only supposed to win you 2 to 3 games. They shouldn't be winning you 9 to 10 games. Like that. It's just not possible. They're only there to be there for a little stopgap for them to, you know, wait until the starter or the starting quarterback to be ready to play again. And unfortunately, Jimmy just wasn't ready to go this year. So, I mean, I just think that, you know, the Niners are not going to, you know, think about this too much. What we have in the QB room is, I think, good enough. I honestly think not Brian Hoyer, what the heck. I honestly think that Josh Rosen is not. I'm not saying he's the best QB, but I think he has the best arm talent out of all the QBs. He has a stronger arm. He has good pinpoint accuracy. Jimmy G does have a better release and has the quickest release. I think probably second quickest release in the NFL. But Jimmy's decision making is a lot better than Josh Rosen, which is why Josh has struggling. It's been struggling in the NFL. His decision making at times are just kind of like, I don't know why you throw the ball there. But yeah, I mean, I think what we have now, I think is going to be the QB room, man. And unless they get a late round guy, like maybe they'll get another 4th or 5th round guy, like Kellen Mond out of Texas A&M, who is kind of a dual threat QB. He has a good arm, but he can scramble. Or you can get the guy said it, the dude from Stanford, a big tall kind of statue stand in the pocket
Did you see
quarterback.
that guy play by any chance?
Yeah, I mean they're all serviceable. I mean, yeah, you got I watched some film on him. He's pretty good. I mean, he's decent for a Pac-12 QB. I mean,
there it is for Pac-12. Yeah.
Well, hold on though, because a caller a couple calls ago said Pac-12 hasn't produced any Super Bowl winning talent. That is completely false. Pac-12 has produced John Elway.
Yeah.
Well, I can name 3: John Elway, Andrew Luck, and Aaron Rodgers. They all came from the Pac-12. So
Jim Plunkett.
And Jim Plunkett too. So I don't know what he's talking about as Pac-12 has some
maybe
decent
means
quarterbacks.
recently.
Now, Pac-12 now, yeah. I mean, definitely now. I don't think I don't think they have any. But then also too, like you can get somebody like Ian Book in the later rounds that might be another serviceable backup. Do his job, come in and do his job. But I think what we got now is just they're not going to overlook it. I think they're looking at bigger and better things as far as trying to re-sign Trent, trying to get his contract squared away, and then also trying to bring back Barrett or Kwan, either one of those cornerbacks, and then focusing on the draft to see who they want to pick up. There's a lot of guys. I mean, I would think that they might, if they end up re-signing Trent, I would look for the 49ers to trade back, man. I would trade out of that pick at 12, go back to like the 20s, and maybe get a pure edge rusher like Azeez Ojulari from Georgia. The dude is all speed, man. He's a great speed. He weighs in about 245.
Oh, that's a cornerback?
Pure bend.
Did you say corner?
No, no, 245 as in a DN.
Oh, yeah.
DN, edge rusher, speed. I said he's a speed rusher.
I like that.
But
that's a good
size.
Mean,
you just need somebody to replace D Ford. And before I go, the contract with D Ford's thing is really quick, right? D Ford has no incentive or probably doesn't even want to pass his physical because, again, the injury clause that he had in his contract for the 3rd year is going to be guaranteed regardless.
Yeah.
So the best thing for him to do is they try to encourage him to pass, and then what they do is restructure the contract to making majority of his money a signing bonus, and then what they'll do is probably just keep him on the PUP or the IR for the remainder of the season. So if they make it signing bonus, they'll try to spread out the dead cap between like the next 2 to 3 years, and then that way they can free up signing cap money this year going into free agency. That was what like one of the scenarios that they talked about. But I mean, there's no reason for him to pass his physical. I mean, he's just like, I'm out. Peace. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the money. I mean, that man's free agent. I know it's like what free agent. I mean, not agents make like 20% of whatever that man should be getting 35 to 40% because I mean, he just robbed the Niners blatantly. But yeah, I mean,
D doesn't have to say a word. His agent is working it.
Absolutely, absolutely, Ronbo.
No.
So,
Shay, we're out of time. You know what, Shay? Do me a favor. Go back in the chat. Antonio Rosales, he still thinks we don't know he's Eddie Ramirez, and he's in there referring to the 49ers as his team. Antonio, the jig is up. You could use one name or the. Let's not see Eddie Ramirez anymore. If you're going to be Antonio Rosales, that's fine, but stop lying about this being your team. He's not a 49er fan. Chat, I just want to alert you guys. Antonio Rosales and Eddie Ramirez are one and the same. Horatio Flores investigated that situation and found it out with solid proof. He's got a YouTube channel. We're not going to mention that. But, yeah, they're one and the same.
There you go.
God.
There you go, Ronbo. Antonio Rosales, be better, my friend. Stop being a Niner hater. And I'm sorry that your Chiefs got stumped. It is what it is. That's karma. Karma, like I said, what goes around comes around, and all the holding calls y'all did got called this Super Bowl, and y'all got stomped for it, and that's your fault. So, all right, Ronbo, shout out to my TNT brothers. Ronbo, shout out to everybody in chat, my brothers TNT. Ronbo, you have a good night, brother. Thank you, production, and thank you for hosting the show, brother. God bless you.
Shay.
Take it easy.
Appreciate you, fam. Looking for you tomorrow, too. Have a good night. Yeah. And this Thomas Norton says, Mac Dre, a.k.a. Theodore Roosevelt, a.k.a. Al Boo Boo. Thomas Norton, you just, we see Thomas Norton before. Guys, this is funny stuff. Thanks for the contribution, Thomas. Let's see if Jamel is ready. Jamel. I think Jamel must have passed out. Johnny V out of the great state of Ohio. John has to deal on a daily basis with Cleveland Browns fans walking around talking big stuff now that they have made it to the playoffs, where John, draped out in red and gold, has the answer to what God must be awful. Hey, John. It took a long time to get there, John.
Oh, my God. Dude, I'm in between that. They make fun of Ben Roethlisberger. They call him Lurch. I mean, I'm in the middle of a shitstorm, Ronbo. And then whenever I say something, I mean, obviously, my team sucks.
John, in fact, all you do is sit quietly, and if you're in an establishment, try to sneak in and sneak out. Because, man, the Browns made the playoffs for the first time, and God, I think Jim Thorpe was still alive, right, or still playing ball. I mean, it's been a while. So, they're going to be pumped full of piss and vinegar. They got to be talking major crap right now. Yeah. But, John.
It's crazy, Ronbo. We're hoping for the best backup available right now. I mean, most teams don't even think about anything like this, and we are deeply concerned.
And at the end of the day, it's probably going to end up being CJ. Somebody pointed out a minute ago, but you know what? Kyle likes CJ. There's some kind of emotional attachment between those two. I think CJ returns next year. I don't see Nick coming back.
It's possible. That could be one of Kyle's biggest downfalls is that he has his favorites. He stays attached, and that can ultimately be a downfall for us at some point. I don't know. I mean, I think CJ is a serviceable backup. I mean, he can throw the ball. I mean, he knows the system. It's highly possible.
John, just from that, I just want to piggyback.
If he hears that I like Dalton.
But I think, just for that, I just want to say this. I think, Kyle, it really bothers him to have to retrain people or train new people. He went and brought Hoyer with him. Hoyer's not good. Kyle started off with Hoyer. And then he got CJ, and he's been working both him and Nick for the last 4 years. Kyle wants those guys so he can go out there and run practice. Kyle can, just roll. But if he's got to stop, no. That's how I showed you this before. This is this, and that. I think that really bothers him. So, But Fitzpatrick, go ahead, because he's probably flexible as far as learning this stuff.
I mean, Fitzpatrick probably, but would Miami really give him up right now? I mean, they might be happy with him as a suitable,
he's
as a good backup to.
You heard what Shay said, though, right? He's more expensive than I knew. I didn't know he's him.
I think that he would be. Like I said, Dion will probably hit me with a stick if he heard that I was talking about Andy Dalton. But Andy Dalton's had a pretty good career as a Bengal. No, he's not. He thinks he's garbage, and I don't blame him. I mean, but from here, I mean, the Bengals made the postseason quite a few times. They couldn't make it out in the first round, but he would be somebody that I guess you could rely on. I mean, like Shay said, man, you're not supposed to rely on this guy for 9 games. You know what I mean? You're trying to get in for a few games. Yeah. So maybe we're overthinking the backup QB spot, but I guess if Jimmy's health is our concern, I see why we want to hit it on the head. Justin Fields talk. I mean, I'm a Buckeyes fan, and I love Justin Fields as a collegiate player. But the Buckeyes have a fine way of making quarterbacks at Ohio State look well, because the O-line is so strong at Ohio State.
Is that
the
what's going
quarterbacks
on over
look
there?
fantastic. That's why Haskins looks good, and Joe Burrow was a product of Ohio State before he left, and
I forgot about that.
He was behind Haskins.
But he looks pretty good, though.
Yeah. He really developed well, and I don't know how he didn't beat Haskins for the job at Ohio State, but nonetheless, he did not.
That kills the myth, though, that Ohio State does not turn out NFL quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, I forgot he was from Ohio.
Yeah, we can't take the credit because he didn't win us the championship, but we did develop him quite a bit of his career. He finished out the last few seasons, I believe, at LSU. But Rumble, I mean, the Buckeyes have a fine way of holding up quarterbacks. The O-line looks strong, and it makes them look good, but after that, they just don't really pan out. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be the guy to say that, it can't be, because maybe he can. Maybe he can. He does have a good arm, and he's smart. And IQ is a big part of Kyle's system. So, I don't know. I just think that we make them look a lot more valuable than they are, and then they come to the league, and you don't hear about them anymore.
Every year, John. Every year.
Right.
This happens every year. People get all pumped up, and they think this guy's going to come in and just tear the league up. When you look at some of the top 2 picks in the last few years, you go back to Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. You look at Jared Goff and, of course, Carson Wentz. These guys 1 and 2s, and these guys are damn near out of the league. It's just a scary thing, quarterback in the first round. And that's why I think some GMs refuse to take a quarterback in the first round. And then you look at Russell Wilson and Joe Montana, for a better example. These guys weren't first-round picks, and look at them. They're going to go down in history as some of the greatest of all time. Tom Brady, the GOAT, was it 6th round? I mean, it's crazy.
6th round, I mean, unbelievable. So I don't know, Rombo. I can't say that, the narrative is that Ohio State doesn't produce quarterbacks, and I mean, we win, but I mean, we don't translate into the NFL. So, it's like, it's crazy. Look at Cardell Jones. I mean, where's he at?
I know.
He was.
I can't.
He was a 3rd-string wonder. Yeah.
It's crazy.
College to the NFL. Only a few teams make it look good, man, and can really turn over a quarterback. And
that's why. That's why when people say we didn't trade up, we don't need to trade up in the first round. That is almost a suicide pact. It almost is, John. Mahomes came from deep in the first round, right? Andy Reid went and got him. You got Lamar Jackson, who got, was he 32 in the picks? You got to be careful about trading up. The Rams are still paying for that Jared Goff move.
They have no fear. They have no fear. Next year, I think, Rumble, the next year's draft for quarterback isn't very strong. So I know that, we don't know that Kyle is even sweating this QB draft. We don't really even know.
Looks like it.
We really don't know what he wants. I mean, we are a lot of players away from a complete team right now. So I value all of our picks.
And, John, that's why we got to go. But that's why you can look for the 49ers, if anything, trade down. 49ers are they're going to try to draft an army. You can see this coming. They got 11 picks right now. They're going to look to add to that.
10 picks, yeah.
And they're going to reseed that team around that nucleus that they can keep. And that's pretty much the plan. I'm betting. I could be wrong, but we'll see. But, John,
all right, my man.
Let's continue this tomorrow. And
my brother, always a pleasure. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Love
John.
you, buddy. Love the show. Take care of yourself,
Thanks,
man.
fam.
Thank you.
Looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow. Night, John. And let's get in here. He is the TNT man who walks around dressed like a Viking, carrying a big hammer, swinging at Trey with lethal blows. Hey, Hayden.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, man, hey, we're looking for a backup quarterback, Hayden. Can you play backup quarterback?
I mean, maybe better. I mean, probably better than CJ. That's all I can say.
Jay, listen, you know what? Before we get to that date, we're going to have to take out a pool and make bets. If CJ ends up still invited to camp for a workout, or at least a tryout, to see if he can make the team.
Honestly, Ronbo, I think he's going to stay only because Kyle needs to get rid of that. Like, I get the whole ego thing, but he has to get rid of, like, this is a business. Like, that's why they drafted, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. That's how bad he is. Solomon Thomas. John Lynch.
How could you forget Solomon T?
John Lynch saw him in Stanford and fell in love with him. Where did that end up?
But he didn't notice McCaffrey. Hayden, I just knew that year we were picking up McCaffrey. I said, Kid McCaffrey, that is Kyle's guy. He does everything Kyle wants you to do. We get Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, and think about it. I love Raheem, but McCaffrey gets hurt, but he does not get hurt every week. I mean, Jesus, bro. I mean, it's like, bro, my guy's getting hurt every week. Raheem. He comes back, gets hurt, comes back, gets hurt, comes back, gets hurt. It's like, bro,
and
you get hurt more than Jimmy.
McCaffrey and Mostert, they're just not. McCaffrey's on a whole. McCaffrey can do 2 or 3 things very well. Mostert can do one thing very well. They don't pass to him, but McCaffrey can run routes, get open. When he gets the ball, he destroys things. I wanted him so bad. But you know what? As far as quarterbacks go, it's probably going to be Josh Rosen and Johnson. But
I think Josh Rosen might be like developed like with the third string and have Fitzmagic, because people think about this. Fitzmagic, won basically 10 games, 2-1 one of the games. Okay, I'll give him that 2-1 game.
Mm-hmm.
Fitz basically ran that whole team because he had the Raiders game. He had his mask behind his head. He had his freaking. He was like on the ground and he threw a 60-yard bomb to win the game. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Magic, when he wants to play, because that's the problem about Magic. When he wants to play, which is honestly, I think now because he's a veteran, he'll do that normally every season probably. But I'm just saying, I would play Magic because he won't just win you 3 games. If Jimmy does this whole 5-week thing or whatever, Fitzmagic will win you 4 out of the 5 games because he could be a starter quarterback. He's proven that.
Oh, he's done that, yeah. But Fitz has a thing about he can give you 7-8 games where he's like the number 1 QB in football. And
he looks like Mahomes sometimes.
Oh, yeah. And then suddenly somebody pulls the pin out and his wheels just come flying off. That's really interesting about him.
People, we have better weapons too, which is.
Now we do.
And if we get if we get a wide receiver or tight end, it's like if we get a Devontae Smith.
And you know what? I don't know. It's Devontae. Our 2 receivers though, Debo and Ayuk. This is going to be their show. What I don't want to do though, because if Debo pulls up, because his hamstrings are real fragile. He won't get out for the season, but, he may be out. You want somebody. This is why I got a feeling that Kendrick Bourne stays on this team.
Yeah, or do you think they sign the Deshaun Jackson or something like that?
I know it. Kyle likes that guy. Good call. I don't know. I saw that when he became available the other day.
I'm not.
He's a speed guy.
It's kind of like the Taylor Gable situation when you're like, that guy's still open. You never know.
And they didn't pick up Taylor Gable, and I thought for sure they were going to pick him up. He's still.
That guy's still a free agent. You never know. Maybe the money was just right at the time. You never know. They could pick him up when he wants to.
You know, like they could pick Taylor Gabriel up if they want to as like a third string.
And another
Take
guy
the
that
boring
Kyle
situation.
has already trained. You don't have to teach him anything. Just teach him new terminology and let's
Yeah.
go. Right? And Kyle likes that kind of player.
Because like last off season you were saying that, but the funny thing is Taylor Gabriel's still not on the team. So I mean,
So, you know what, Hayden, we never know what kind of conversations take place between coaches and prospective players. What if Kyle called him, and he probably did, and Taylor said the wrong thing?
maybe the money wasn't right though. You never know. You know?
And that's usually the case. It's always about
Sometimes
that.
it just doesn't work out. I can't believe what's that guy that we signed, or one of the defensive linemen, but then he got like hurt the week later or something.
Ziggy.
We signed him like week 2.
Ziggy Ansah, right?
Yeah, that guy acted like he was like Nick Bosa, bro. What you think you're like? He wanted like $5 million. It's like, bruh.
And he made a big.
Bro.
Ziggy was making all that racket, and he didn't want to play because of the money. And then they hedged around. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's something to get mad about all over again. Ziggy, you come in here crying about not enough money. Then they didn't talk to him for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and he comes back and they sign
And then
him.
we signed him.
Yes, I
And
remember
then what?
that.
He plays against the Giants and then gets hurt for the rest of the season. He tears his like shoulder or something.
He
like, bro.
ripped bicep.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then who was that guy who failed the physical? I honestly thought he was gonna take D4's spot because that guy's pretty good. He's not the worst.
The guy they
animal.
got from Atlanta, there was, what is his name? He
Yeah.
was holding up his grandmother's picture in the draft and screaming and yelling at Deion Sanders. Stand up for my grandmother! What? Dude, hey, we're not, calm down, you know? Jesus. And then he comes in, he can't pass physical. I think he's playing with the Raiders.
I think
Yeah.
is he in? We could pick him up for the practice squad. I think he's on the practice squad.
Tack McKinley. Thanks, Joey. Anyway, hey, we're out of time. Sean Bullard, you're right. That was Myles Garrett in that draft. I'm sorry. Thank you, Sean. But anyway, let's continue tomorrow. All right.
All right, see you tomorrow, Ronbo. And I didn't talk about TNT that much because I already don't got to say nothing. It's like they just won't. Shay, and a few other people just have the balls to do it, but Trey, the leader, I guess, doesn't have the balls to call in. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
He called it the other day, though. I'll see you tomorrow.
I know. He won't call in he'll call in when he wants to. You gotta call in every day. Can't call in when you want to.
You tell him. All right, Aiden. I'll look for you tomorrow. Goodbye, Aiden.
See you, Ronbo. I will definitely be there.
All right. Thanks, Aiden. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's AJ.
What's poppin'? Big
AJ.
guy. My guy.
AJ, man, sit back here and tonight is especially comical, man. Every comic man on the planet, between Jack coming in here and Jack was tapping himself on the shoulder so hard he had to break the shoulder, talk about how great he is, which was hilarious. And then of course you got Fly Guy with his Fly Guyisms, and then you got Hayden working the TNT.
Damn all that, man. Damn Jimmy G and
yeah, I know you got. Yeah, go ahead. I know you got an agenda. Work him, AJ. It's all yours.
I ain't got no agenda, no doubt. I ain't got no. It's too real for here in this life, man. But I do want to understand that John Lynch and Cal, they on the clock, man. And I was thinking, I saw something in regards to Verrett and K. Williams. Man, they better sign both of them cats. If they can't get both of them guys back, I don't give a damn what that contract got going for the cap and all that. They better get both of them cats, man. I mean, well, I will let Verrett go because of his injury, but he came back and balled out at the end. And he got back to form, I think. So that's why I said basically he needs to get both of them. But I'm just looking at John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan in that situation, man, and they need to get that shit under the wraps. Damn all that. Quarterback stuff, I know they're going to have to do something because everybody looking at them like they can't even get a situation, and Jimmy is not the right answer. I don't give a damn, Ronbo. Jimmy's not the answer. He's fluff.
Well,
He's a porn Pornhub quarterback, man. He's fluff. He's not able to do it. His decisions,
AJ,
his decisions is poor, man.
Who do
His
you bring
decisions is
in?
poor.
Who do you bring in?
I'll take Josh Rosen. I'll take Cam Newton. I don't give a damn. Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson. You give me a quarterback that I can see get the $27 million a year, whatever the hell his contract is. Just give me somebody that's gonna fight and make some better decisions. That's all, man. I'm not looking for much. Jimmy, I came from, man. He's lame. He's just lame. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, when I see him get out there on the field, he has a command that he can show everybody he's out there to win, but his play doesn't show that shit. I mean, there's a difference. Like in his head, he can get everybody to gather around and get the crowd going and all that. You can see that. Okay, you got the power. Looks good. Jimmy looks good. Looks great. Then he turns into water boy. He don't know what to do with the ball. He's squirting the ball out wrong. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like his mechanics, I guess, and the way his decisions is making. It's just, I'm done with that shit. I'm like, man, dude, just get by. Go ahead and get by. We can eat the cost, whatever we're gonna do. But we better do something quick, Ronbo, because we got quarterbacks coming out the damn draft. We got free agency looking hot. It's looking good. They better eat, chomp down good. Because all the other crap, save it. Save for the feast for Jesus. 'Cause I ain't with it. Period.
Well,
that's just me, man.
No, I'm just saying, but you guys that want him gone, the thing you got working against you is the fact is the 49ers need to lose first before they start switching quarterback, or else they're probably not going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want us to, I don't know. I want us to get back to old school Niners candlestick, Alden Smith type stuff. I want the real deal to come out. I don't want no excuse my language. I don't want no dang on, I don't want no BS coming out again. We made a big stink already in the Super Bowl. We didn't make no good effort coming in this past Super Bowl. When you get the hangover Super Bowl, we didn't do nothing good that year. It just shows the quarterback is not on the same page as the coach, or vice versa. The GM is not on the same page as just getting people. Because I mean, the red. I think that's a good thing to have. Like I said, K. Williams, a few other players that in the line. We just need to get good O-line. We need a lot, man. We need a lot. I mean, not to a point where we can't get there to form back to playoffs, but we need a lot to show that we want to win. Show the fans, show the owner, show all that we want to win. Not just we're gonna march in and get everybody all soft in the middle. Get your stomach all soft, woozy and warm and fuzzy like you drunk some tea, green tea or something. No, I want real wins, man.
We're gonna need certain guys to stay healthy though, and not only Jimmy, but George.
Sweeten it up, man. Ronbo, why don't you sweeten it up for me? Since you got all the podcast people calling into you, doing all the rah-rah.
I'm just saying.
We need, boss.
We need guys to stay healthy for one thing. I mean, not only Jimmy, but I need a little more George Kittle. I need a more Mostert. I need Debo to find a way to flex that hamstring out. This team is not just Jimmy's losing, because if that was the case, they should have won after he left last season, right? So what I'm saying, there's some things with this team. I don't want to. I wish we didn't have to work out of Levi's Stadium. There's something really strange about that stadium and the injuries stacking up the way they do. I don't know if you don't believe in mojo and voodoo and all that stuff, but there's something really wrong with Levi's Stadium that we can't keep nobody straight up. Not for long. I mean, DeForest Buckner is about DeForest Buckner and Kendrick Bourne. There's some kind of a God that protects them. Them boys cannot get hurt. I mean, they never get hurt. Everybody else has went down, at least for a few minutes.
You're going to take a lot of flack, man, if you keep talking that Jimmy G. He got to get it together for our team. I don't know, Ron, but we looking real suspect with the team on that Jimmy G. But hey, that's just me, man. Y'all know you a trooper. You're a trooper, man, but you better get your bazooka, your tank. You better have some arsenal above. You better have the Navy.
I'm going to sit here. During the season, I'll be laughing. I'm going to be saying, I told y'all I tried to tell
You
you.
really
Y'all
think
wouldn't listen.
you think
You
Jimmy
was
gonna be
giving me
able to
all
pull that
kind
out
of
of his ass?
grief.
You
And now
really?
look.
I bet you some money you ain't gonna be able to pull that one out. I guarantee that one.
I'm confident in this one. Extremely confident. I guarantee you,
Ooh-wee.
Jimmy G wins next year. But AJ, listen, we'll
Chip
argue about that
on.
later.
You really gonna have some chippers, huh?
I'm ready. I should say,
You ready? I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
You
saying
should
that.
be. I'm usually right. AJ, love you, fam. We got to go though.
All right, man.
Let me see you tomorrow. Huh? All right, night, fam.
Bye, dude.
Oh God. Yeah. You know I'm looking for. Oh, here he is. Usually a little later than he usually is, but it is Dollar Bill Will.
Ronbo, what's going on, my guy?
Oh man, just in here shopping for a backup quarterback, but I know you want to shop for a front and back. But Will, it's your time. Go ahead.
Well, Ronbo, it's plain and simple, man. Right now, tonight's subject is not about Jimmy G. It's about the team. And, you know, where we at right now in cap, it's a headache, you know. You know, we kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place because of COVID, messed everything up with the cap and everything like that. But you gotta look. It's not about the player. It's about the team. And right now we got a lot of holes. Trent Williams, Brett, and Juice, man. You know, those are cornerstone pieces that we can add. You know, bring back to this team. And with the cap situation, you know, they say sometimes you gotta make sacrifices to get to where you're going. And to be honest with you, Ronbo, the only sacrifice I see is letting go of Jimmy. I understand he was hurt. The whole team was hurt last year. I get that. Jimmy G, when he plays, he wins. I get that. Nick Mullins and CJ, they trash. That's why Jimmy G wins all the games. So because when he's in the game, he wins. But this quarterback is sitting here with $27 million on his head. You got to let him go. Get that $27 million back and retool his team. I'd rather take my chance on a rookie quarterback rather than have an average roster. The roster will be average if we don't get that money back from him. Now, if he restructures, fine. That's fine with me. As long as we get some money back to retool his team. But if this man sits here and keeps that $27 million on his head, we are not going to get Trent Williams back. We're not going to get Juice back. We're not going to get Verrett back. We're not even going to get depth players that got talent that we seen last year back. We're not. So, I mean, you got to do it. I mean, you just got to do it. I mean, what if they keep Jimmy G, he keeps the $27 million, and he gets hurt again, and we didn't bring back all the talent that we had back on the team? You know, John Lynch going to be out the door. Adam Peter just got promoted to assistant manager. All eyes going to be on John Lynch. Kyle ain't going anywhere. Jay York and not going to fire Kyle. The scapegoat going to be John Lynch. So, I mean, you got to make this move. Ronbo, this Jimmy G is a every other year quarterback. Every other year quarterback. 1 year he plays, next he's out. Next year he plays, the next year after that he's out. I mean, you just got to do it. I mean, I understand he wins when he plays. The team wins when he plays. I get it. But availability is a better record than a 25-8 record. You just got to do it. And this is not the 80s, and this is not the 90s. This game, the environment of the NFL has changed around the quarterback position. If you can get top talented quarterbacks out the draft, you can still win. I mean, it's not like the old days. It's really not. So, I mean, I rather take my chance with a rookie quarterback rather than have holes still left on his team and bringing in average players. Ronbo, I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna be shopping at the dollar store if we keep Jimmy with the $27 million. We're gonna be shopping players at the dollar store. We're not gonna be really bringing in talent. We're gonna bring in people that's semi good, but it's not gonna be what we were in 2019. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a Jimmy hater. I think Jimmy G is a good quarterback, and I think he can thrive in this league, no doubt about it. The situation that we in is that you got to cut him. I mean, he can win games, but he can't win the big games. He just can't. And I just think that, you know, this subject tonight from me is not about getting rid of Jimmy because he's trash. It's because he's an every other year quarterback. He don't check all the boxes, and he has $27 million on him. And we need that money so we can retool this team. We really do, due to the fact of the cap situation that we're at right now. That's all I'm saying, Ronbo. That's all I'm saying, man.
But you did hear this conversation. Do you really think Jimmy G would not restructure Will? Do you really? You really think that?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's a
really
greedy
don't.
man.
I mean, if they did,
his boys go to bat for him all the time. There's no way he doesn't restructure that contract.
Well, Ronbo, when you his teammate, you gotta say stuff like that. You gotta say good things about him. You just can't go in the meeting and just say, "Oh, he's hard."
If they say, Jimmy, we want to keep some of the guys, and we're going to need your help on this, and they say, well, he was going to say, what do you want me to do? I can't imagine him saying, no, I ain't going to do it. I just can't imagine that. You know, so I look forward to that.
I know we heard all the John Lynch comments on the radio, but he never said if I would believe John Lynch if he said on the radio or in the media that yes, Jimmy G is our quarterback for 2021. He's not going anywhere. We invested a lot in him. He's our quarterback for 2021. We're not looking into the quarterback position. I never heard him say that.
You need for him to elaborate further, right? Okay.
Just because you say I believe he's our quarterback doesn't mean he's gonna be our quarterback.
Well,
I can sprain my ankle and the doctor can say I believe you got an ankle fracture, and then I go to the doctor and then they say no, you got a torn Achilles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you're right. There's no promise. I don't know. Maybe he's gone. But I do know. I really do think he's fine with restructuring his contract. I cannot imagine him saying no. That would be weird. Because these guys are going to bat for him. When people are going after Jimmy, Jimmy ain't got to say a word. All his boys come charging out of the woodwork to take care of it. This is why I know if they say, Jimmy, can you help us out? He'll help out. Guaranteed.
Let me drop it. Okay, well, let me drop this last nugget on you.
Real quick.
You said that the players go to bat for him. You said the players go to bat for him. They say good things about him. But guess what, Ronbo? At the end of the day, they don't wear the suit and tie in the front office. They play on the field. They don't make the shots.
But the thing is, if you're the coach or the owner and you see that kind of support, you got to be careful. It's a thin line to walk on. Yeah, but, Will, you know what? It's all business. And maybe you're right. Maybe they get rid of him. I don't know. But I am sure one thing. If they ask Jimmy to restructure, he'll do it. There's no doubt in my mind.
I hope he does because we haven't heard anything yet about him restructuring. So and tomorrow's about to be March. So
no, and I'm pretty sure you will hear something. Conversations are already leaking out about it. They're talking to him about it, and he's not an evil dude that's just greedy with money. And as I said, his boys go to bat for him all the time. He'll do it. But anyway, well, let me see you tomorrow, family. If you get a chance, we'll be here tomorrow.
All right, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TT fan, man. Trey, Big Show, all them guys, man. Shout out to the Ronbo Sport Fan Club, man. All them guys, man. Hey, man. Super Bowl 56 and be the San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. All right, Ronbo.
All right, I will.
All right, man.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? It's Joey. Oh, God. This is the biggest hater in the world at Jimmy G. Joey, come on in, man. I'll just listen. Good.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Joey, man, I was going to ask about the backup, but I know who you want to talk about. Go ahead. I'll just listen. Hey, wait, Jorge Hernandez... I'm going to give you some time out, give you one warning. And if you come back and spam, especially using that word, Jorge, my dude, I'm sorry, man. I might have to tell you goodbye. All right, go ahead, Joey.
Man. I just get caught up in my emotions, man. But, it's just Jimmy ain't the guy, bro. I hate to tell you, but he's just not the guy, bro.
But I mean, you don't hate to tell me, though. You enjoy it, tell me.
Yeah, that too. I just don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, I feel like he has flaws in his game that he can't iron out. I feel like he has 3 flaws in his game.
Okay.
One, he
I got
can't stay
another.
healthy.
Hold on, Joey. I got another racist. Take Black and Mild out.
Oh,
Black and Mild,
goodness.
you get one warning, and then your racist ass is gone. All right, go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
Again,
no,
where
I
are
was
these
just
guys
gonna
coming
say,
from?
Huh?
Racist. They've been coming in here lately. Well, I guess they're all over the place. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say Jimmy Garoppolo has 3 flaws that I don't like, and one is he can't stay healthy. 2 is he can't. He used to be able to be mobile, right? Like he used to move his feet, get outside the pocket, extend plays. And he don't even do that. He's like he's like a blind person in a crosswalk, Ronbo. It's like the crosswalk is like the cars are coming from all different directions, and he's blind and he's in the crosswalk, and those cars are the pass rushers, and he gets scared and he don't know what to do, and he folds like a cheap tent at Walmart on clearance. And that's the second flaw. And the third flaw is he can't throw deep. I keep hearing you talk about you want a speed demon. You want a fast guy to go over the top. Well, I got news for you, Ronbo. Ain't going to be no fast guy over the top. All you can see is a go route, but no ball going because he can't throw deep. And when he does throw deep...
Hey, Joey, here's the thing.
Oh,
Jimmy,
my God.
I just want to let you know on this. If he's got a fast guy, Jimmy used to let that thing fly with Marquise Goodwin. Here's the thing, what you need to know, Joey. If I got a fast guy, I don't need to put any touch on it. I just let it go. That thing that Emmanuel Sanders missed in the Super Bowl, if that had been Goodwin, had that have been my guy who won Henry Ruggs out of Bama, they would have caught up with that pass, and Jimmy could just let it fly. Yeah. It's a different thing putting touch on the ball and putting the ball, just let it go. Because he threw it over his head, Joey. So I don't know where you get that he can't throw it. Where do you get that from? You've seen that ball downfield. How do you say that?
Yeah, because I've seen the ball downfield, but I also seen his deep ball is like punts, Ronbo. When the receivers burn, dude, take the Saints game for example. The Saints game is my favorite example. Yeah. And Sanders burned both the corner and the safety so bad they both fell down. Yeah. And that should have been a walk-in. That should have been a catch. And he should have kept going and eased right into the end zone. What did he do? He turned around, Ronbo, and caught it like a punch.
I saw it. Joey, let me ask you another question. Every year, Jimmy has new receivers. Every year, Joey. Every year. I just wonder, how long does it take to develop full chemistry with a wide receiver? I think a few weeks probably is not good enough. I don't know how much they work on it in practice, but I need to see Jimmy with the same receiver group for more than 6 to 8 weeks. I maybe it's asking for too much, but I wonder what that would look like. Let me ask you this. Joey, just one thing. I just want to finish this one sentence. To say Jimmy is with no talent, Joey, I can't buy
I never said he had no talent. I never said that.
Well,
never said he had no talent.
Really close. Because and also when he's learning that offense like he is, you know how you said when he first came he's doing this and that. Did it ever occur to you that they're doing something different? I mean, Kyle stopped rolling out, which pissed me off. Play action. I don't understand why he's not calling that. So when you see Jimmy out there doing what he's doing,
because he's limited. Because he's limited, Ronbo.
No.
He's limited. He
you
can't.
have to do
that's not part
what
of
Shanahan says. He's running things.
And why do you think that is, Ronbo? If he was doing those plays in the beginning, he's not doing them now. Why do you think that is? Because that's not part of Jimmy's game. Jimmy's game is 5 to 15 yards, Ronbo. It's
on
not
play action, Joey. 102. 102.
If you had a better quarterback. If you had a better quarterback, we would be a lot better.
So you'd rather argue with the numbers, though. There's no point in us arguing. You're not going to pay attention to the numbers. When they were doing rollouts and play action, Jimmy was over 100 in percentage rate. So you tell me that he can't move.
1 year.
Oh, what? He's only been there for how many years has he played?
Ronbo, we passed on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, well that's
and Josh Allen.
Like I told you to chat.
And Josh Allen. And
like
Josh
I told
Allen.
you. Well, right.
And Josh Allen.
Like I told you on social media. Just say I don't like this guy and talk about who you wish you could have got. Hindsight's a great thing,
How
Joey.
many?
Nobody knows what those guys are
many
going to do coming out of the
quarterbacks-
draft.
How many quarterbacks are we going to pass on the draft, Rumble?
There's probably
That
one
go to
there
other
now.
team and do great things.
The 49ers aren't the only team to
Jo-
pass
Jo-
on those guys.
Josh Allen wanted to be a Niner draft day. He says it'd be a dream come true to be a Niner. We passed on him.
Josh Allen in Buffalo?
Yes, Josh Allen in Buffalo.
Good. I'm glad you brought that up. Joey, how good was Josh Allen his first year?
He was good. He had
no,
good
he
numbers.
wasn't.
Not saying
He
yes, he
sucked.
was. He got a team to the playoffs as a rookie.
First
what are you
year?
talking about?
Joey,
First year.
compared to Josh
Shut
Allen
up.
was so. And you know
Rumble.
it. And the reason they got and the reason why he got to the place where he got this year is a Stephon.
Let me ask you
Stephon Diggs.
Let me ask you this: Why do you shit on rookie quarterbacks? I just would like to know, because you shit on rookie quarterbacks every year.
How many
You
of them are
say,
successful?
Don't draft. Why
in their
do you
first year?
shit on rookie quarterbacks?
How
Why
many are
do you shit
successful
on
in their
them,
first
though?
year? Because they suck in their first year
There's
9 out
a
of
lot-
10 times.
No, they don't. The rookies that have been coming out the last few years have been really, really good, and they sustain really, really good. Joe Burrow, before he tore his ACL, he was putting up 300 to 400-yard games every week as the first overall draft pick. Josh Allen, okay, it may have taken him a couple years, but guess what? He had almost 40
there you
touchdowns.
go. You finally told the truth. Joey, rookies, it's not something that
Okay,
happens
what about
every year. They
okay,
come and just blaze
but
them.
what about Justin Herbert? What about Justin Herbert? Rookie of the year?
Yeah, you
Rookie
get
of the
one
year?
here. You get one here and there, Joey.
Rookie of the year?
That's just not
Rookie of the year?
That's an exception, not the rule.
What I'm saying is, why can't we draft a quarterback if Jimmy is the guy? What I'm saying is,
this is a Super Bowl
what is
team.
what is wrong with
You're not going to get
dropping-
Kyle to give the ball to a rookie, Joey. That makes no sense.
I'm not saying cut Jimmy. What I'm saying is maybe we draft one, even if we have to sit him for a year or two, and
never complained
let
about
him
that.
learn under Jimmy.
I never complained about that.
Why can't we do that? Maybe we take a guy at 12 or trade up and get one. Look at how the Packers have sustained success for all these years. They had Brett Favre. They took Aaron Rodgers.
And
They
how
have
long did
Aaron
he-
Rodgers. They took
And how
that
long
other.
did he sit? 4 years. Okay, this is the thing. I didn't say anything
the
about
point that
not
I'm trying
drafting
to
a
say-
quarterback. To draft him
The
in the
point
first
that I'm
round.
trying to say, I've heard all these other callers say, "Oh, we should draft him in the second round, third round." We draft him in the third round, we get CJ Beathard. We get a guy who sits on our bench for 4 years and does
Not
nothing.
necessarily.
We need a first round. We need a first round quarterback. First round. 12 or higher.
I don't know. You know, look at all the first round picks that have nosedived, Joey. There's way more that have nosedived than have succeeded.
No. Not recently. Not recently. There's been a lot of successful quarterbacks in the last 3 years going against your argument. You're saying that they've been busted. They
Well,
haven't
you
been
counted them. You can count them on one hand.
Name them. Name me the ones that have busted. And I'll give you a lot more successful ones than your bust.
How far back you want me to go?
Guarantee you that. Go back to 2017. That's when John Lynch took over.
Okay.
2017.
Wait a minute. Let me get rid of optic destruction. What is with all the friggin' racists in here tonight? All of you guys can kiss my. Anyway, go back to 2017. Let's go back to Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. You go down the list and you go down to Carson Wentz and Jared Goff.
Robo, you're going back. You're going back too far. You're going
I
back.
just go back a few years. I'm just saying. Okay, well, you want me to go back last year?
I said the last 4 years. Every year that the quarterback's coming out of the draft, you're going back to drafts that
Okay, well, go
the
back to where you
quarterbacks haven't
want.
been very good.
Okay, go back to whatever year you want. What year you want?
2017. You had Patrick Mahomes. You had Deshaun Watson, right? The next year,
You forgot Lamar
right?
Jackson.
You had Baker. Okay, even Lamar Jackson. You had Baker Mayfield 1. You had Josh Allen in there. Okay, this past year or the year after that was who? Yeah, who's this? Josh Allen.
Yeah, I don't know why
I
you're going
just
after
said
Josh
Josh
Allen. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's good. What? Josh Allen
wait.
almost had 40 touchdowns, almost won MVP.
Yeah, he had Stephon Diggs.
Kicked off. Kick doesn't matter. That's one
No,
receiver.
it does matter.
Imagine
That's why what bothers me about you Jimmy haters, if you give Jimmy the talents that some of these guys have, I promise you different results.
My point is, if you give me the talent that some of these other guys, we would be a better team.
Well, we're stalemate.
Jimmy can't,
because, like I said,
Jimmy can't throw the ball down the field, Ronbo.
Oh, that's
it, and I know it.
No, I do not.
It is, and that's why Kyle Shanahan doesn't do it. Because
no, it's not.
Jimmy's
That's not
limited.
Kyle's offense.
Yes, it is. Yes,
we don't have the receivers. Joey, why do you think every year
at this point
Kyle looks
point,
for a receiver?
Hold on. I'm just
saying.
At this point, all we do is jet sweep, slants, digs, and curls. We don't do no down the field anymore because he can't throw it. That's the problem that you're not getting.
And the problem you're not getting is Kyle. He constructs his offense for that reason. He's a run-first coach, Joey. And when did you not notice that?
He does run first.
Hell
he
yeah.
also knows he can't throw the ball down the field.
Oh,
he's limited.
Right.
Jimmy limits his offense.
No, he doesn't.
If you had a guy,
okay, you know what? I'll go 50-50 on this. I got Debo was a rookie. I got Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
I got Dante Pettis, who he was a promise because in the beginning, and Joey, I don't know if you remember or not, but he had Dante Pettis deep on several occasions. But I know you forgot about that. But
no,
for some reason,
he didn't. No, he didn't.
The first game they played together against the Vikings, who was in the end zone?
That was a 30-yard pass. 30 yards.
Jimmy, the ball was. Oh, come on, you guys nitpick. It's hilarious. You guys got it measured. You're giving style points on how the ball was caught.
How many deep passes does he have over 50 yards? Don't worry.
That's not the offense. Kyle Shanahan likes to play an intermediate game.
God.
You can't, Joey. Only a blind man can't see it. Kyle Shanahan is about cutting up the middle of the field and using YAC. Joey, you know why you're all off? Because if he wanted the kind of guys that you're talking about, he would hire more Dante Pettis style guys. Why do you think he went and got Debo? Yeah. Why do you think he got guys like Ayuk? He wants his playmakers to get the ball. You know why, Joey? Wait, I just want to explain this much to you. Football 1A takes too long to develop down plays, downfield plays. Get rid of the ball quickly is the essence of Kyle Shanahan's offense. You know what? Your offensive. Wait a minute, let me finish and you'll understand better. Your offensive line is only so good. Your offensive line is more effective. Your offensive line is more effective if they don't have to hold very long. If I could get the ball to Kittle and guys like that can make quick yardage, I'm going to get the ball to him. I don't need to wait for a guy to go downfield. That's basically what Shanahan does. He doesn't. Jimmy not throwing the ball downfield is not his worry. It's not his game. If you got like Julio Jones,
I'm glad you came to your senses.
Oh no, if you got Julio Jones and guys like that, you do it. But you don't. You believe it all on Jimmy. We don't have the kind of weaponry that you guys want to be blasting the ball downfield, deep downfield all day. We don't. Who you got?
So basically, what you're saying is
name me some names. Who you got? Who you got?
We should just draft running backs, Ronbo, because we don't throw the ball. How about
Give me a deep downfield threat. Give me a deep downfield threat that could get downfield that quick.
He can't throw it. He can't
Who
throw
is
it. He can't throw it.
You can't name a name either. You can't name me one friggin' guy.
Because he can't throw the ball downfield.
Then let's get guys that can go downfield deep. Give me a deep downfield threat. And then maybe I'll listen to this. But until you get me a downfield threat, Joey, that's dead in the water.
Ayuk. We have Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. Both guys can go downfield.
And they're both deep downfield threats.
Yeah, both of them. They're both fast receivers.
Right.
Brandon Ayuk was burning people left and right all season last year, but we didn't have a quarterback that could get on the ball.
No, he sucks, and he can't throw the ball, and he's a paraplegic, and he comes out in a wheelchair, and he's got one arm. And it can't throw the ball worth a damn. Ayuk's got, like, downfield deep, beating defenders all day. Debo's open downfield all day. Joey, I got to go.
We need a better quarterback.
Yeah, we do.
We need a better quarterback, Robo. We need a better quarterback.
I hope we get one. For you, I hope we get one.
I hope we get one, too.
Yeah.
So we can get number 6. Otherwise, we ain't getting 6.
All right.
That's
Joey,
facts, bro.
I'm outta
Jimmy
here.
ain't getting us number 6.
I know. He's awful. One of the worst quarterbacks of all time. Before he came, we were just winning we were winning games every week, all day long, but we need another quarterback. Joey, I got to go. See you later, man. Oh, God. Strange. Oh, NorCal Refrigerator and HVAC. Ronbo, nuke the chat. It's gone to crap. Yeah. Oh. You got to love it. This is America. Racists running wild in here. Crazy. Christopher Hengler. Ronbo, keep the faith for next season. We're blessed to have you 49 faithful. Keep good vibes going into next season. Chris, thanks for that contribution, man. Yeah. God, if there's one wish I could make, I just wish I could get a large vessel like the Enterprise. Load all those low-life, scum-sucking sons of mother racists, put them all in there, and drive that thing to the next planet and get them out of here. What a bunch of crap-ass punks. Haters, I love you too. Kiss my very dark butt. Hey, fam, I see what I'll do. I'll see you tomorrow on Raw. Niners! Shove it, clan. Take your KK butt on into hell.